In a world where mystery and wonder wrapped themselves around every story, mythical creatures held a special place in the hearts of ancient people. From the towering dragons of the East to the powerful and enchanting griffins of the Roman world, these creatures brought magic to lives bound by the harshness of reality. In a time when knowledge of the world was limited to what could be seen or touched, mythical beings became messengers of the unknown, representing the fears, hopes, and mysteries that stirred the imaginations of those who whispered tales around flickering fires and in crowded marketplaces. The griffin, a creature with the powerful body of a lion and the wings and head of an eagle, was one of the most captivating of these legendary beings, standing tall as both a guardian and a symbol of strength and majesty. Its story, rooted in ancient myth, feels as eternal as the stones and hills where the griffin was believed to roam. The griffin wasn't born out of one culture alone. It rose from the rich soils of ancient lands, taking shape in the minds of people long before the Romans claimed it as their own. Its origins are shrouded in mystery, yet it has left traces in the myths and art of places like ancient Egypt and the lands of Persia. Even the Greeks spoke of it, painting it as a fierce guardian of hidden treasures and sacred lands. But when the griffin reached the Romans, it transformed, embodying not just mystery but also the values that the Romans held dear: bravery, loyalty, and the protection of all that was sacred. The griffin's body was a marvel in itself. Its fierce lion's torso represented power, courage, and the primal force of the earth, making it a creature that could tackle any foe that threatened its domain. The lion was known across cultures as the king of beasts, its roar echoing through forests and plains. But with the griffin, this lion's body didn't stand alone. It was combined with the head and wings of an eagle, the king of the skies. Eagles were creatures of freedom and vision, symbols of the gods who could look down from the heavens. The griffin's eagle features gave it the power to soar high above, with keen eyes to watch over the lands below. It was a fusion of two powerful symbols, the ruler of the land and the master of the sky, a creature of unmatched power and grace. Imagine the awe that must have swept through those who first heard of such a creature. The sight of a griffin, with its powerful wings outstretched and muscles rippling beneath its skin, must have been something so incredible, so otherworldly, that it seemed impossible to behold. People spoke of it as a guardian, a fierce protector of treasures hidden away from human reach. But the treasure it guarded wasn't always gold or jewels. Some believed the griffin guarded knowledge, wisdom, or the secrets of the gods themselves, things that mere mortals could never understand. The griffin was the wall between humanity and mysteries too powerful, too dangerous to be known. In Roman mythology, the griffin became more than just a creature, it became a symbol of loyalty and duty. Romans, who valued loyalty as one of the highest virtues, saw the griffin as the perfect guardian, one who never betrayed those it protected, who never backed down from its duty. The griffin was said to defend the gods themselves, standing watch over sacred sites and temples. It symbolized not only physical strength, but also a strength of purpose, a determination to guard what mattered most, even in the face of danger. For the Romans, the griffin was a reminder that true strength lay not only in muscle or might but in one's unwavering commitment to a higher cause. But even as a protector, the griffin wasn't a creature to be tamed. Its wild nature, the sheer raw power of it, was something no mortal could control. And perhaps that was part of its allure. The griffin was something humans could never possess or command. It was a reminder of the wild beauty of the world, of things that existed beyond human grasp. The Romans might have admired the griffin's strength and loyalty, but they also respected its independence. The griffin was loyal only to the gods or to its purpose, and that made it a creature of both reverence and fear. In art, the griffin took on many forms, each one capturing a different part of its complex nature. Sculptors carved griffins into stone, their wings spread wide, muscles rippling as though they might spring to life at any moment. Painters and mosaic artists brought the griffin to life in vibrant colors, placing it in scenes of battle, honor, and worship. Romans adorned their homes, temples, and public buildings with griffin images, surrounding themselves with this powerful creature that symbolized so much of what they held dear. A griffin perched above a doorway or guarding a temple was a silent yet powerful reminder of the values that guided the Roman people: strength, protection, and loyalty. Yet, for all its strength, the griffin was also a creature of elegance and beauty. Its feathers gleamed in the sunlight, its eyes sharp and watchful, always alert. There was something almost noble about its bearing, a dignity that transcended its animalistic form. The Romans saw in the griffin a reflection of their own empire, proud, powerful, and enduring. Just as the griffin watched over sacred sites and treasures, the Roman legions stood guard over their vast empire, fierce and unyielding. And just as the griffin combined the best of the lion and the eagle, the Roman Empire sought to combine strength and wisdom, courage and vision. In the end, the griffin was more than just a creature of myth. It was a mirror of humanity's deepest values, fears, and desires. It represented a longing for protection, for strength, and for something greater than oneself. When Romans looked upon the image of the griffin, they saw not just a beast, but a powerful symbol of everything they aspired to be. And even though no one had ever seen a griffin in the flesh, its presence was real, alive in the hearts and minds of those who believed in its strength. The legend of the griffin became part of the Roman legacy, a story passed down from one generation to the next, carrying with it the values that held the empire together. As the empire expanded, so too did the myth of the griffin, reaching new lands, new people, each one adding to the story. And though the Roman Empire eventually faded, the griffin remained, a symbol of something eternal, a creature that could never be tamed or forgotten, a guardian watching over the hopes and dreams of humanity from the heights of legend and lore. There was a time when people believed in creatures that could shake the very ground they walked on, and the griffin was one of these creatures. The griffin was no ordinary beast. It was a being that combined the power and pride of two of the mightiest animals, the lion and the eagle. With the strong, muscled body of a lion and the sharp, soaring wings of an eagle, the griffin became a symbol of something greater, something almost untouchable. People spoke of its fierce, piercing eyes, which saw everything from the earth to the sky, and they trembled at its roar, a sound that could echo through valleys and shake the courage of the bravest warrior. The griffin was both feared and respected, for in its presence lay a kind of ancient power, a mix of the noble and the wild, as if it had stepped out of a place where the world was still raw and untamed. The origins of the griffin are lost in the mists of time, but clues about its story trace back to ancient lands long before the Romans even heard its name. In places like Mesopotamia, Persia, and Egypt, ancient artists crafted images of a powerful creature with the body of a lion and the head of an eagle, both revered animals in their own right. For thousands of years, these lands gave rise to the first whispers of griffins, creatures that guarded vast treasures hidden deep in the mountains or watched over sacred places. Slowly, as these myths traveled across lands and cultures, the griffin found its way into the heart of Roman mythology, where it became more than just a guardian. It became a creature that embodied strength, loyalty, and wisdom. People who heard stories of the griffin couldn't help but be drawn to it. Some imagined it as a creature of unimaginable size, with wings that spanned wider than the tallest trees and a body so powerful that nothing could bring it down. Its feathers shone like gold under the sun, and its beak, sharp as any sword, was as fierce as the claws of a lion. It was a vision of pure strength and agility. Its tail lashed with an energy that spoke of both grace and danger, like the quick flick of a lion's tail just before it pounced. Each part of the griffin felt alive with purpose, as if it was created not just to exist, but to stand as a guardian against any force that dared to challenge it. The griffin's fierce beauty and power were not the only things that made it unforgettable. It was said that griffins had a bond with the sacred and the unseen. Some believed that griffins could sense danger long before it approached, watching the world from high above with a wisdom that belonged only to the gods. With the eyes of an eagle, a griffin could see everything from the heights of the heavens down to the earth below. People believed it had the power to protect treasures hidden from human greed, guarding gold and jewels buried deep within the earth. In these tales, it was not the treasure itself that mattered, but the idea that some things were not meant to be touched, that some mysteries were best left guarded and unseen. But the griffin was not a creature that could be tamed or commanded. It was wild, bound only to its own purpose, and even those who admired it from afar knew that to approach it without respect would mean certain doom. Its talons, as sharp as any blade, could tear through metal, and its wings could summon winds so fierce they would leave dust storms in their wake. And yet, the griffin did not use its strength recklessly. It was a creature of wisdom, one that protected rather than destroyed. It would guard its territory with fierce loyalty, and any who respected its purpose might find themselves under the griffin's watchful eye, perhaps even protected from harm. For the Romans, the griffin was a symbol of values they held close to their hearts. They saw in the griffin a creature that was both loyal and untouchable, one that would never abandon its post. In the chaotic and often brutal world of ancient Rome, the griffin's loyalty became something of a legend. It was believed that once a griffin chose to protect a place or a treasure, nothing could distract it. Even in the face of death, it would stand its ground, a guardian to the end. This idea touched something deep in the Roman spirit. They admired the griffin's strength, but also its loyalty, a reminder of what it meant to be unwavering and true. People would gather around stories of the griffin, wondering if anyone had ever truly seen one. Those who claimed they had spoke of it with a mixture of fear and awe. Some said that the mere sight of a griffin could make a grown man fall to his knees, that the creature's gaze was so intense it seemed to see into a person's soul. Others told of hearing its roar in the distance, a sound so fierce it made the earth tremble. It was a sound of both warning and power, one that seemed to echo through the ages, reaching into the hearts of those who heard it. To this day, the griffin lives on in the minds of those who imagine a world where myth and reality meet. In ancient art, carvings of griffins are found on walls, shields, and coins, each one bearing the familiar lion's body and eagle's wings, each one a testament to the creature's presence in the minds of those who crafted them. Artists of ancient times captured the griffin's power with intricate detail, its wings spread wide, its claws ready to strike. Some depicted it mid-flight, as if it were soaring above the earth, a creature that belonged not to one world, but to all of them. Through these carvings and stories, the griffin's spirit lingers, reminding us of a time when people believed that such creatures watched over them, guardians of a world filled with wonder. The griffin's origins may be cloaked in mystery, but its essence remains as clear as ever. It is a creature that stands for what is untamed and unbroken, a blend of the earthly and the divine. With the lion's might and the eagle's soaring freedom, it represents a union of strength and wisdom, a combination of qualities that humans have admired and yearned for since ancient times. In the griffin, we see not just an animal but a reflection of our highest ideals, a creature that lives on, both fierce and noble, in the myths and stories that continue to captivate hearts across the ages. Long before the Romans gave their own shape and meaning to the griffin, ancient cultures had already woven it into their myths, stories, and art, each one adding its own colors, symbols, and beliefs to this legendary creature. Thousands of years before the Roman Empire stretched across Europe, the griffin was a guardian, a powerful presence etched in the minds of people from lands as far as Egypt and Mesopotamia. Even then, it was not just a creature of flesh and feather, but a symbol of something that felt eternal, something that went beyond the limits of human strength or understanding. The lands of Mesopotamia, the cradle of the first cities, temples, and kings, were one of the first to give the griffin life. Here, between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, where the first seeds of civilization took root, the griffin was already a fierce protector, a guardian of sacred lands and treasures that were hidden from human eyes. Its image was carved onto walls and engraved into the seals that kings and high priests used to mark their power. In Mesopotamian mythology, it was known to guard against evil, standing watch over temples and palaces, a creature that brought both fear and comfort. The people who looked upon its image believed that the griffin held a power that could protect them from anything that might harm them. Its form, part eagle, part lion, was more than just an animal. It was the strength of the lion, fierce and mighty, combined with the eagle's unbreakable gaze, able to see everything from the highest heights. Together, these two beings became something even more powerful, something the people of Mesopotamia believed could shield them from danger, both seen and unseen. The ancient Egyptians also felt the presence of the griffin, though in their land, it took on yet another shape, another meaning. For the Egyptians, surrounded by deserts that stretched endlessly into the horizon, life itself was a precious thing, and death was seen as a passage, a journey to the next life. The griffin became part of that transition, a guardian of the pharaohs and the gods who watched over Egypt. Sometimes, the griffin was carved onto the walls of temples and tombs, watching over those who had passed, ensuring that no evil could disturb their rest. The Egyptians believed that in its wings and claws lay the strength to protect against any curse, any force that might try to bring harm to the souls of the departed. It became a symbol not just of protection, but of eternity, a creature that spanned the worlds of the living and the dead, a bridge between life on earth and the vast unknown beyond. To the north, the griffin found another home in the lands of Persia, where it became even more intertwined with power and kingship. Persian kings saw the griffin as a symbol of royalty, a creature so majestic and fierce that only a ruler could claim it as their own. In ancient Persian art, the griffin was often shown alongside the king, a reminder that the ruler's power was protected by something greater than just armies or wealth. The griffin was the guardian of the king's right to rule, a creature whose presence alone was enough to make enemies tremble. Persian warriors wore the symbol of the griffin into battle, believing that its spirit would give them courage, that it would watch over them as they fought, and that its strength would flow through them in moments of greatest need. The stories and images of the griffin traveled across these lands, carried by merchants and travelers, whispered around campfires, and carved into stone. In ancient Scythia, a land of fierce nomads known for their skills in battle and their loyalty to their people, the griffin became part of a story that stretched across the vast plains. Scythian warriors, who wore their armor and rode on horseback, believed the griffin watched over treasures hidden in the earth, guarding them with a strength and determination that no human could match. For them, the griffin was a protector not just of things but of honor and legacy. It was the silent guardian of what they held dear, a creature that reminded them that some things were worth protecting, even if it meant fighting to the death. Each culture saw something slightly different in the griffin, something that spoke to its own values, its own beliefs. But in every land, in every story, the griffin was more than just an animal. It was a symbol of courage and loyalty, a reminder that there were forces in the world that even the strongest humans could not control. In its wings and claws, and the fierce power of its gaze, people saw a creature that belonged to both the earth and the sky, one that could fight and fly, that could see beyond what others saw. It was a blend of the best traits of the lion and the eagle, yet it became something more than both. It was a creature that could stand guard against anything that might threaten the things people held most precious. And so, across ancient lands, people would look upon the image of the griffin with respect and awe. They told stories of it to their children, painted its form onto the walls of their temples and palaces, and held it in their hearts as a creature that walked between worlds. The griffin became a friend to the gods, a protector of those who needed it most, and a warning to those who dared to threaten what it guarded. Its origins were wrapped in mystery, yet its power was something everyone could feel, something they could see in the strength of its stance, in the sharpness of its claws, and in the unwavering focus of its eagle's gaze. Across deserts, mountains, and rivers, the griffin roamed in the minds of the ancient people, touching something within them that went beyond fear or admiration. They felt a kind of awe, a quiet understanding that the griffin was not just a creature of the wild, but something born from a place of strength and wisdom, something that could never be truly tamed. And as it spread from one culture to another, from Mesopotamia to Egypt, from Persia to the Scythian plains, the griffin carried with it the hopes, the fears, and the dreams of everyone who heard its story. Through the centuries, this magnificent creature bound together the people of different lands, different beliefs, all united by a shared understanding of what the griffin stood for. It was a protector, a warrior, a symbol of courage that rose above borders, above the limits of human life, reaching into the heart of what it meant to face danger and protect what was dear. The griffin's roots reached down into the oldest places of human memory, a creature both fierce and loyal, a living symbol of strength that would stand watch over treasures both seen and unseen, for as long as its story continued to be told. In the world of ancient Greece, where gods walked among men and creatures from another realm roamed the earth, the griffin took on a life of its own. Greeks, with their endless curiosity and love for storytelling, saw the griffin as more than just a guardian of treasure or protector of sacred lands. They saw it as something wild, powerful, and connected to the divine. They looked upon the griffin with wonder, imagining it as a creature that could bridge the gap between earth and sky, a guardian, a warrior, and a symbol of something far greater than human strength. In Greek mythology, the griffin was no mere animal. It was a creature that demanded respect, a being that could only belong to the stories of heroes and the presence of gods. The Greeks saw in the griffin the essence of two majestic animals, the lion, ruler of the land, and the eagle, king of the skies. But in their hands, the griffin became more than just a combination of two creatures. It became a symbol of beauty, strength, and mystery, the living embodiment of ancient wisdom and unmatched courage. They imagined it as having the powerful body of a lion, with muscles that rippled under golden fur, and wings so vast that they could block out the sun. Its eagle's head had a sharp, unyielding beak, and its eyes, piercing and unblinking, seemed to see into the depths of any soul that dared to gaze back. Greeks believed that a creature so grand, so powerful, could not exist without a purpose, a destiny as noble as the creature itself. In the wild lands of the north, where the mountains loomed and the forest spread like a shadow, Greeks told stories of griffins that guarded treasures so vast, so precious, that no mortal was worthy to possess them. These weren't just treasures of gold or jewels, these were gifts of the gods themselves, artifacts of power and beauty that held ancient secrets. The griffins were thought to be bound to these treasures by a force stronger than any human could understand. They didn't guard for riches or reward, they guarded because it was their duty, their calling. Any man who tried to take what was not his would meet a swift and brutal end. With claws as sharp as any sword, the griffin could tear through armor and flesh alike, and its beak, stronger than any weapon forged by human hands, was ready to defend with a loyalty that was absolute. For the Greeks, loyalty was more than a trait, it was almost sacred, and they saw that loyalty in the griffin's very being. The griffin was bound to protect what it held dear, a creature whose heart knew no fear and whose loyalty knew no end. To Greeks, this loyalty was something to be admired, even aspired to. In their art, they captured the griffin standing tall and proud, wings spread wide, as if to say that nothing could pass without its permission. They painted it on vases, carved it into stone, and wrote it into their stories, not just as a creature of myth, but as a symbol of unwavering devotion and honor. The Greeks also imagined griffins as protectors of the divine, creatures that could stand in the presence of gods themselves. It was said that griffins guarded the very chariots of Zeus, king of the gods, pulling his golden carriage across the heavens with grace and power. Greeks believed that only a creature as pure and noble as the griffin could be worthy to serve the gods, to carry the divine through the sky, watching over the world below with sharp, unerring eyes. With their eagle's vision, griffins could see everything, every detail from above. Nothing escaped their notice, and any who dared to threaten the gods' realm would face their wrath. Greek heroes, warriors who braved dangers beyond imagination, also came to know the griffin. They saw it as a creature that understood battle, one that fought with courage and never backed down. The griffin became a symbol for those who sought strength, who wished to protect their people and lands with the same fierce loyalty that marked the griffin's every breath. When Greeks carved griffins onto shields or armor, they were not just adorning themselves with art, they were carrying with them a reminder of the griffin's spirit. It was as though the griffin's courage could live within them, as if by donning its image, they too could become a little braver, a little stronger, ready to face the impossible. The griffin's image even spread to the sacred temples, where it stood watch over the gods' altars and sacred grounds. In the temples of Apollo, the god of light and prophecy, griffins were said to stand guard, protectors of the knowledge that only the divine could bestow. Greeks believed that the griffin could see beyond what was visible, that it understood things hidden from human eyes. It was not just a creature of strength, but of wisdom, a being that held secrets older than the world itself. In the presence of the griffin, Greeks felt that they were near something greater, something that could touch the divine. The Greeks, with their love for both reason and myth, saw the griffin as a bridge between two worlds. The griffin was strong yet wise, fierce yet noble, an embodiment of qualities that Greeks valued deeply. It became a creature that they could look up to, something that reminded them of what was possible, of what lay beyond their human limits. They found comfort in its strength, inspiration in its loyalty, and hope in its noble heart. Through the stories and art of ancient Greece, the griffin became more than just a myth, it became a timeless symbol of all that was powerful, noble, and pure. For Greeks, the griffin was a creature that stood at the edge of the known and the unknown, a reminder of the courage it takes to guard what is sacred, to protect what is dear, and to live with honor and loyalty. And as long as the griffin's stories continued to be told, its spirit remained alive, soaring through the hearts of all who believed in its strength, its wisdom, and its unbreakable bond to the divine. In the heart of ancient Rome, as warriors trained, citizens gathered, and leaders spoke of power, a mysterious figure from distant lands took root, slowly working its way into Roman culture. The griffin, majestic, fierce, and unwavering in loyalty, came to Rome like a silent storm, captivating the imaginations of its people and weaving itself into the fabric of their stories, art, and beliefs. This creature, with the body of a lion and the head and wings of an eagle, felt at home among the values of Rome. It was a symbol of strength, honor, and loyalty, virtues the Romans held dear. To them, the griffin was not just an image but a silent promise that something greater, something ancient and powerful, stood watch over their city, their lives, their legacy. As the griffin came into the Romans' world, it found itself changed, molded by the beliefs and values of this empire that sought to conquer lands and hearts alike. Where Greek myths had painted it as a creature of the gods, a guardian of treasures and sacred lands, Rome saw it through its own lens, as a defender of power, a loyal protector that would stand by its master, whether that was an emperor, a general, or a soldier. The griffin's loyalty, a loyalty that was as fierce as it was unbreakable, became a symbol of the strength of the Roman state itself. It was now a creature that understood command, that respected authority, and that would fight for those who led with honor and strength. In Rome's bustling marketplaces and grand arenas, statues of griffins began to appear, guarding the entrances of temples, homes, and public buildings. Carved with eyes that seemed to watch, wings that seemed ready to take flight, and claws that seemed poised to strike, these statues held the attention of all who passed. People would pause, feeling the pull of those fierce eyes, and, for a brief moment, they would feel the weight of the griffin's silent oath, to protect, to stand guard, to serve without question. The griffin seemed to embody the Roman ideal of duty, a word that struck deeply in the hearts of Romans, whether they were citizens, soldiers, or rulers. The griffin became a trusted emblem of the military, an ever-present reminder that the strength of Rome was built not just on power, but on loyalty and courage. For Roman soldiers, who faced battles in distant lands and braved dangers that would have broken the spirit of most men, the griffin became a silent companion, a source of inspiration that would not falter. Its carved image appeared on shields, helmets, and banners, a mark of both honor and protection. When they looked upon the image of the griffin, soldiers would feel an unbreakable bond with their city, their brothers in arms, and their leaders. The griffin seemed to understand what they endured, to feel their pain, their fears, and to share in their victories. But it was not only the soldiers who found strength in the griffin. The emperors, men who bore the weight of an empire on their shoulders, also felt the griffin's silent power. They saw in it a reflection of their own rule, a creature that was fierce yet wise, powerful yet loyal. They adopted the griffin as a symbol of their own strength and protection, placing its image on their thrones, their jewelry, their statues. For the emperor, the griffin became a reminder of the balance he must hold, the delicate line between ruling with strength and ruling with wisdom. The griffin's gaze was steady, unflinching, and it became a silent guardian of the emperor's decisions, a presence that watched over him as he made choices that would shape the fate of Rome. Even the people, the heart of Rome, found a place for the griffin in their lives. In their homes, they kept small carvings and amulets of the griffin, believing that its strength would shield their families from harm, that its loyalty would inspire loyalty among their loved ones. Children would trace their fingers over its form, feeling a connection to something larger than themselves, something ancient that had come from far-off lands to watch over them. Parents saw in the griffin a protector, a spirit that would stand guard in silence, watching over their homes with a loyalty that matched their own for their families. Artisans and artists began to paint and sculpt the griffin with a care and reverence that spoke to its importance in Roman life. They captured it in mosaics that decorated grand buildings, and paintings that hung on walls, and jewelry that adorned the wealthy. Every line, every feather, Every fierce eye was crafted with such detail, such reverence, that it was clear the griffin had become more than just a symbol, it was now a part of the Roman soul. In their art, the griffin took on a life of its own, standing tall as a guardian, watching with unblinking eyes over the lives of all who walked beneath its shadow. And so, from soldier to citizen, emperor to artisan, the griffin found its place in Rome. It became a symbol of something that every Roman, in their own way, held close to their heart. Its strength was their strength, its courage was their courage, its loyalty was their loyalty. The griffin was more than an animal, more than a myth. It was a promise that as long as Rome stood, as long as its people held true to the values that made them strong, the griffin would be there, standing watch, a guardian over all that was precious to them. In the quiet of the night, when Rome's streets were empty, and the stars shone down upon the city, it was easy to imagine the griffins watching, their eyes gleaming in the moonlight, their wings ready to spread. The people of Rome felt a comfort in knowing that something so fierce, so loyal, stood with them, a creature that would never waver, never flee, no matter the storm. It was a bond that went beyond stone or symbol, it was a connection that reached into the heart of Rome itself, binding griffin and city together in a vow of protection, honor, and undying loyalty. And in that silent watch, the griffin became as much a part of Rome as the people themselves. In the world of ancient legends, few creatures stir the soul quite like the griffin. Part lion, part eagle, this mythical being feels like it was carved from the very heart of power itself. With the lion's body, fierce and unbreakable, and the eagle's head and wings, sharp and watchful, the griffin radiates strength and commands respect. To gaze upon its image is to feel the tug of both awe and a strange comfort. Its presence speaks of might, yet it's a might that protects. It doesn't threaten, it reassures. The griffin seems to say, "You are safe here. I will guard what is precious." There is no question about it. Standing beside the griffin is standing beside a force that nothing can shatter. This dual creature holds its ground like no other, and it is this duality that gives the griffin its unmatched presence. With the body of a lion, the ruler of all land creatures, the griffin brings with it the raw, untamed strength of the earth. Every muscle, every claw, every inch of its lion's form feels as if it was crafted to defend. There is an ancient wisdom in that body, a primal force that knows how to guard with fierceness and courage. The lion within the griffin symbolizes protection in its purest form, a shield that would give anything to keep danger at bay. And yet, the lion is also a creature of loyalty, one that protects not for gain but out of a deeper bond, an oath that is unspoken yet unwavering. But then, there is the eagle, the keen, watchful eagle. With its piercing eyes, sharp beak, and wings that can soar to the heavens, the eagle within the griffin brings a different kind of power. If the lion is the shield, then the eagle is the watchtower, seeing from heights where no other can go. There is a wisdom in those sharp eyes, a vision that sees far beyond what others can. The eagle can sense what is coming, read the winds, understand the whispers of the skies. It is a guardian not just of the physical, but of the unknown. There is foresight in those wings, and an understanding that goes beyond the present. The eagle reminds us that protection is not just strength, but also insight, a watchfulness that guards not only against what is, but against what might be. The griffin, then, is a perfect balance, a symbol of power and protection fused into one. It stands ready to face any threat, with the strength of a lion and the vision of an eagle. Its power isn't reckless, it's purposeful, directed, and restrained. It holds the ground with such dignity, such calm authority, that even in its fierceness, it brings peace. To have the griffin near is to feel as if you are standing under the shadow of something greater than mere force. It is like being in the presence of a guardian that knows exactly when to strike and when to stay silent. And perhaps it is this balance, this dual nature, that gives the griffin a presence so strong, so unwavering. There is another aspect of the griffin that makes it more than just a creature of power, it's also a symbol of loyalty and duty. It does not seek out battle, but when called upon, it will fight with a courage that is unmatched. The griffin does not protect because it must, but because it chooses to. There is honor in its watchfulness, a sense that it has made a vow to stand guard over all that is sacred and vulnerable. Its loyalty isn't something that can be bought or broken. It stands, ever watchful, not out of fear, but out of love, a love that is fierce, protective, and boundless. There is a nobility in that loyalty, a strength that is beyond even the lion's power and the eagle's sharp sight. But within the griffin, there is also a reminder of something eternal. Its form, caught between two worlds, the earth and the sky, reminds us that strength and gentleness, fierceness and care, can coexist. The griffin is a symbol of duality, a creature that holds both the raw power of the lion and the wise vigilance of the eagle. And yet, it isn't divided, it is whole. The griffin teaches us that true strength is not in choosing one over the other, but in balancing both. There is beauty in that harmony, a grace in the way it moves, the way it watches, the way it stands. It shows us that to be strong is not to be hardened, and to be watchful is not to be distant. In its gaze, there is an understanding, a look that holds all the wisdom of the skies and all the courage of the earth. To see the griffin is to be reminded of what lies within us, the potential to guard, to protect, to hold firm to what is precious. There is a power in that, a strength that comes not from control, but from care. The griffin's loyalty and courage become a mirror, reflecting back to us the values we hold in our own hearts. The griffin, this creature of earth and sky, does not belong fully to one world or the other. It is a creature that transcends the ordinary, a being that seems to exist in a place beyond the physical, yet bound to it by duty and love. There is a timeless quality in its form, a sense that it has seen all, watched all, and yet it remains, undaunted, unfaltering. Its presence speaks to something eternal, something that no amount of time or challenge can erode. And so, the griffin, with all its might and wisdom, becomes a symbol not only of power but of the gentleness that guides it. It is a creature of duality, of fierce love and gentle protection, of strength and vision, a creature that reminds us that true power is not in might alone but in the courage to protect. The griffin's wings, stretched wide, its claws firmly planted, become a promise that no matter how dark the night, no matter how fierce the storm, there is something watching over, something that will stand guard without fail. It is a creature that embodies the kind of power that does not seek to control but to protect, a silent oath that brings a peace beyond words. Through the ages, the griffin has been a watchful protector in tales that are whispered, retold, and cherished, carrying with it a power that feels almost otherworldly. This creature, with the noble head of an eagle and the powerful body of a lion, has been the silent guardian in myths, standing as a fierce shield between what it guards and the world beyond. People spoke of it not just with awe, but with a kind of quiet reverence, believing that something so strong, so unwavering, must surely carry a protective spirit like no other. Legends say the griffin's loyalty is unmatched, guarding not for wealth or fame, but from a place of duty that runs deeper than words. In the ancient lands where its legend was strongest, there were stories of griffins that guarded vast treasures buried beneath the mountains or nestled in secluded valleys. These were not treasures of mere gold or jewels, but relics steeped in history, symbols of power that nations could rise or fall for. The griffin watched over these treasures with a vigilance that nothing could distract, bound by an unbreakable loyalty that was its own. Anyone who sought to take these sacred treasures without honor would face the full wrath of this creature, its piercing eagle eyes tracking them, its lion's claws ready to strike, holding back nothing in its defense. One story tells of a young prince who, long ago, journeyed to a hidden valley in search of a fabled relic, a crown that could unite his broken kingdom. He was warned of the griffin that guarded it, yet he pressed on, carrying only his bravery and a heart set on restoring peace. When he finally reached the valley, the griffin appeared before him, majestic and fierce, its eyes steady and sharp, as if looking into his very soul. The prince did not try to deceive or defeat the griffin. Instead, he knelt, placing his sword on the ground, and told the creature of his quest and the peace he sought for his people. The griffin watched him for a long time, as if weighing the truth of his words, and then, as the story goes, it stepped aside. The prince returned to his kingdom with the relic, and peace did come to his land, his descendants forever honoring the griffin as the guardian who protected not just treasures, but hope itself. Other tales speak of griffins that stood guard over sacred places, temples where people would come with their deepest wishes and fears, hoping for guidance, solace, or healing. In these temples, the presence of a griffin was a sign that this was a place of sanctity, a place beyond human pride or desire. The people would leave offerings not to bribe, but to show respect to the one who watched over their sacred space. These griffins would stand as silent sentinels, fierce yet calm, their very presence enough to keep ill-intentioned souls at bay. It was said that these guardians could sense a person's heart, knowing in an instant whether they approached with reverence or with greed. Those who came with pure intentions found peace, but those who came with selfish desires quickly left, unnerved by the silent, piercing gaze of the griffin that could see through all facades. Some ancient stories go further, telling of a time when a griffin might choose to guard not a treasure or a place, but a person. This is perhaps the most touching role of the griffin, a guardian bound not by duty alone, but by a bond of trust and loyalty to another. In one story, an old king, weary and nearing the end of his life, was saved by a griffin after a treacherous betrayal by his own kin. It is said the griffin saw the king's wisdom, his love for his people, and stayed by his side, protecting him as he found his way back to his kingdom. Under the griffin's watch, the king reclaimed his throne and brought justice to his land. Until his final breath, the griffin was there, a silent, watchful companion, offering its strength and loyalty to the one it deemed worthy of its protection. In families and villages, griffins were often imagined as personal guardians, silent protectors that would come to the aid of those in need. Parents told their children that when they felt afraid, the griffin would be there, unseen but present, a guardian watching over them. These tales brought comfort, painting the griffin as a protector that would stand between them and any harm, one that would never tire, never abandon them. The griffin's fierce image became a source of quiet strength, a reminder that even in the darkest moments, there was something greater watching over them. In some lands, people believed that griffins watched not only over treasures and temples, but over the spirits of the departed. They were the guardians of sacred burial grounds, ensuring that those who had passed would rest in peace, undisturbed by the living world. These griffins were said to roam the edges of ancient cemeteries, their eyes bright even in the darkest nights, protecting the resting souls from any who would seek to disturb them. To those who mourned, the griffin was a reminder that their loved ones were not alone, that something fierce and compassionate stood guard, a silent vow that their peace would remain untouched. All these stories share one thread, a reverence for the griffin as more than a creature of power. Its role as a guardian touches on something deeper, a kind of loyalty and care that goes beyond the fierce claws and mighty wings. It is a loyalty that sees worth where others might overlook it, a protection that is given freely, not because of obligation but because of a quiet, unbreakable choice. The griffin guards not for reward but because it knows what it must protect. This choice, this quiet promise, makes the griffin a creature both of legend and of love, a being that stands as a silent reminder of what it means to protect with all one's heart. And so, in every tale of the griffin, there is a thread of hope and trust, a reminder that sometimes, what stands between the vulnerable and the dangers of the world is a silent guardian, fierce yet kind, ever watchful, ever loyal. The griffin's stories live on, not just in words, but in the hearts of those who still believe that somewhere out there, in the unseen, there is a guardian that stands ready, a creature that would give its strength, its loyalty, even its life, to protect those it holds dear. In the grand arches and quiet, shadowed alcoves of ancient Roman cities, the image of the griffin came alive, etched into stone, molded in bronze, and painted with pigments that glimmered in the warm Mediterranean sun. As people passed through marble corridors and ornate halls, their eyes would often meet those of this mythical creature, its eagle gaze piercing, its lion's body poised, a guardian that seemed to live within the very walls of their world. The sight of the griffin wasn't just an artistic addition, it was a silent protector, a reminder of power and reverence, both wild and contained. Romans brought the griffin into their art with a passion that gave the creature a form both fierce and graceful. Each line, every curve of its powerful wings and sturdy frame, was crafted to inspire wonder and respect. Roman artists used the griffin as a figure of strength and authority, placing it in places where people would pause, where they'd let its presence sink into their souls. Griffins appeared on doorways, as if to keep watch over all who entered and left. They adorned the tops of columns, wings spread as if ready to soar above those below, a majestic reminder of watchfulness and wisdom. In the homes of the wealthy, griffins decorated the corners of frescoes, and in temples, they stood guard, eternal protectors of the gods' sacred spaces. These creatures became more than decoration. To see a griffin on a temple wall, staring out with unblinking eyes, made one feel like they were in the presence of a silent yet all-seeing guardian. Each one seemed to carry its own silent promise that this place, this home, this temple, was watched over by something beyond mere mortal understanding. As these magnificent creatures were carved, painted, and molded, they took on unique details in the hands of Roman artists, blending the eagle and the lion into something almost alive. Some artists would show the griffin mid-flight, wings spread wide, talons ready to protect. Others would show it seated, regal and steady, like a judge or protector that would remain unmoved by passing threats. With every variation, the artists captured the griffin's essence as both a creature of nobility and a fierce warrior, its feathers and fur frozen in timeless strength. But griffins didn't remain confined to stone and bronze. They found life on smaller artifacts, like jewelry and coins, where their presence was a kind of quiet comfort. To wear a pendant with a griffin was to carry a protector close to the heart, a little piece of that fierce spirit as a personal guardian. Even the smallest depictions seemed to carry that powerful energy, as if the spirit of the griffin could be called forth by the simplest line or curve. In Roman literature, too, the griffin appeared, woven into words that tried to capture the grandeur and strength it symbolized. Roman writers didn't just describe the griffin as a creature, they told of it as if it were alive, a symbol that inspired not only fear but admiration. Writers like Pliny the Elder spoke of the griffin in his Natural History, describing it as a creature of the East, its body both wild and majestic. Pliny, known for his curious and observant mind, seemed drawn to the griffin, giving it space in his writings as a marvel of the natural and mythical world. Though he never saw one, he felt its significance, an echo of what it represented in art and life around him. And then there was the poet Virgil, who in his Aeneid wrote of strange lands and creatures that were as much about the soul's journey as they were about physical places. Although the griffin does not directly appear in his verses, the spirit of such mythical creatures, with their protective and powerful qualities, lingered throughout his storytelling, weaving a world where humans were not alone in their struggles, but watched over, sometimes fiercely, sometimes silently. In Virgil's Rome, one can imagine the griffin as a background presence, an unspoken guardian watching over his heroes, like Aeneas, who sought a destiny through trials and sacrifice. Ovid, too, captured the essence of myth in his Metamorphoses, a collection of stories about transformation, love, and fate. In these tales, the themes of protection, bravery, and mystery, embodied by the griffin, appear again and again, each story a glimpse into a world where creatures like the griffin could be real, powerful forces of nature. In the words of poets like Ovid, the griffin's spirit found a home, becoming more than just an image or idea but a symbol that could evoke emotions of safety, awe, and inspiration. Even in Roman ceremonies, where rituals carried out traditions and beliefs, the presence of the griffin felt close. Statues of griffins would line pathways during festivals, symbols of protection and authority that were unbreakable. As people gathered to honor their gods, the griffin's presence reassured them, a silent promise that these ceremonies, these beliefs, were protected by something ancient and powerful. And so, through the skill of Roman artisans and the words of Roman writers, the griffin came to be something more than a myth. It became part of the cultural heart, a protector and a symbol of strength and wisdom. People felt its presence not just in temples or literature, but in the very fabric of their world. As they walked under its watchful eyes, whether carved in stone or written in verse, they felt the reassurance of a timeless guardian, the silent yet mighty spirit of the griffin guarding their lives, their homes, and their history. In the lines of Roman poetry, where love, valor, and destiny breathed life into words, the griffin stood as a symbol of fierce loyalty, protection, and the raw essence of power. When poets chose to evoke the griffin, they reached for something primal and noble, something that could capture what words often couldn't, a creature that carried in its being the strength of a lion and the vision of an eagle, bound together as one. Roman poets saw in the griffin a creature that could represent impossible strength, the kind of resilience that could bear life's fiercest storms. The griffin wasn't merely a decorative metaphor. In the works of Roman poets, it became the guardian of hearts, the protector of sacred promises, the keeper of all that was honorable and untamed. To speak of the griffin was to speak of something or someone who stood unbroken, who bore the weight of loyalty, even when the world grew dark. In some poems, the griffin was a symbol of unattainable love, a devotion so fierce that it seemed almost otherworldly. The poets would write of lovers who longed to protect each other with the same tireless devotion the griffin showed to its charge. They spoke of hearts that, like the griffin, would soar above pain, above fear, staying true to the one they loved. This imagery was tender and powerful, a reminder that real love wasn't a soft or fleeting thing, but a force as fierce as a lion's strength and as sharp as an eagle's sight. For others, the griffin was a symbol of untouchable freedom. Poets wrote of those who yearned to be as boundless as the griffin, to rise above their challenges with wings that would not be chained. The griffin, in its flight, became a creature that poets could envy and admire. It reminded them of the vastness of the human spirit, the desire to rise above ordinary life and see the world with clear eyes and a fearless heart. The griffin, soaring above mountains and guarding treasures hidden deep, captured that yearning for something grander, a life that touched the sky. In times of turmoil, poets called upon the griffin as a symbol of resilience. In the verses penned in darker times, when wars ravaged lands and left people questioning their fate, the griffin became a beacon of endurance. It was imagined as a creature that could not be moved, its claws rooted firmly, its gaze unwavering. Those who read these lines would find courage in the thought of this legendary guardian, knowing that, like the griffin, they too could face what was to come with bravery and unbreakable spirit. Roman poets were masters of nuance, and they wove the griffin into their lines as a representation of loyalty that could not be shaken. The griffin stood watch not just over treasures but over promises and oaths. It represented the rare person or feeling that would stand the test of time, the kind of loyalty that no storm or trial could weaken. In a world where trust could be fragile, the griffin's presence in poetry offered a rare and steady hope, a reminder of bonds that nothing could sever. Sometimes, the griffin took on an air of mystery in these verses, a creature that was not fully understood, yet commanded respect and reverence. Poets often left it as a shadow, a powerful symbol in the background of their work. It became a reminder of the mysteries of life itself, of forces we could sense but not fully comprehend. The griffin embodied the unknown that could still protect and guide, the forces beyond human understanding that watched over lives in silence. Through each line, each carefully chosen word, Roman poets painted the griffin not just as a myth, but as a companion of the heart's greatest trials and triumphs. The griffin symbolized a spirit that was unyielding, loyal, and free, a spirit that humans could only aspire to, yet found comfort in. It wasn't simply a creature of legend, it was an eternal presence, one that poets and readers alike looked to as a silent, steadfast guide in the world of the heart and spirit. In ancient lands where shadows lingered and the sun fell in golden pools across rugged terrain, people shared stories of creatures as fierce as they were noble. Among these creatures, none captured the imagination of ancient historians quite like the griffin. They wrote of it not as a myth, but as something tangible, something that might indeed exist in far-off places where human feet had seldom tread. The griffin, with its mighty wings and leonine strength, became a creature not only of imagination but of near belief, etched into the hearts of those who read or listened to their words. One of the earliest historians to speak of the griffin was Herodotus, known as the father of history. In his chronicles, Herodotus spoke of lands beyond the Scythian plains, where mountains held the rare and precious gold that many coveted. In these desolate places, the griffins were said to keep watch, fiercely guarding treasures embedded in the earth itself. Herodotus described the griffins with a mixture of reverence and fear, giving his readers a glimpse into a world guarded by creatures who seemed part of both the earth and the sky. The way he spoke of them, with such conviction, made people wonder if the griffin's talons truly did dig into the stony earth of faraway lands, its fierce eyes keeping thieves and fools at bay. He painted them as keepers of secrets, protectors of a wealth that few would ever dare to challenge. Then there was Ctesias, a Greek physician and historian, who claimed first-hand knowledge from travelers who had ventured east, to the edges of what they knew of the world. Ctesias gave more detail than Herodotus, describing the griffins as great beasts with powerful beaks and majestic wings, living in lands so distant they felt like dreams. These griffins were fierce guardians, keeping watch over the gold that lay hidden, untouchable, in their territories. Ctesias spoke of them with awe, as if he could feel the power of their gaze, as if their wild, watchful presence could cross even the miles between them. His account gave weight to their reality, his words creating an image so vivid it was hard to doubt. He brought the griffins closer, making them part of a world that felt just within reach, as though their wings might beat in the skies above if one only looked hard enough. Pliny the Elder, a Roman author and natural philosopher, echoed these accounts in his Natural History, an encyclopedic work that sought to capture the marvels of both known and unknown realms. To Pliny, the griffin was a beast both beautiful and deadly, a creature so powerful that it inspired equal parts admiration and fear. His descriptions bore the authority of one who believed, or wanted others to believe, that such creatures had a place in the natural order. Pliny's griffin was not merely a figure of tales, but a presence that seemed to blend with the rocks, the skies, and the mountains. Through his writing, people could almost hear the heavy beat of its wings, feel the weight of its gaze as it watched over the treasures of the earth. His words gave the griffin a solidity, a place among lions and eagles, creatures both real and noble. But these historians didn't speak of the griffin only as a guardian of gold, they saw it as a symbol of nobility, strength, and the wild forces of nature that humankind could only hope to understand. To the ancients, the griffin represented a kind of untamed wisdom, an embodiment of nature's power that defied human ownership or control. In their writings, the griffin became more than a mere animal, it was a creature that symbolized something far greater, something that stood between the worlds of men and gods, between earth and sky. The accounts left by these historians weren't just records, they were gifts, glimpses into a world where the griffin watched over treasures and mysteries with fierce loyalty. Their words carried with them an understanding that, in those distant lands, there existed something beyond reach yet deeply real, something that demanded respect. And so, generation after generation, people read their accounts and felt the griffin's spirit, its strength and mystery, woven through the words that had traveled through time. In the heart of ancient Rome, where stone met sunlight and shadows danced along the polished marble, the griffin emerged not merely as a creature of myth, but as a testament to artistry and imagination. Sculptors poured their souls into their work, carving the griffin into life, an expression of strength, loyalty, and the intricate bond between the earth and sky. Each statue stood tall, inviting passers-by to pause, to feel, and to connect with a guardian spirit that seemed to breathe in the stillness of the moment. The griffin was more than an image, it was a powerful symbol. When ancient artisans set their chisels to stone, they sought to capture the essence of this magnificent beast. Its head, with the keen eyes of an eagle, gazed forward with an intensity that seemed to pierce the very fabric of reality. The wings were often depicted unfurled, as if ready to take flight, suggesting both the promise of freedom and the burden of vigilance. Beneath the majesty of its wings lay the strong body of a lion, symbolizing courage and nobility. This blend of characteristics resonated deeply within the human spirit, reminding people of the strength that lay within and around them. Many sculptures showcased griffins in dynamic poses, perched majestically on the edges of fountains or the tops of columns, as if guarding the sacred spaces of temples and public buildings. These majestic creatures were often portrayed in pairs, facing outward, watching over the people who walked beneath them. This sense of protection filled the air with a palpable energy. To see a griffin carved into stone was to feel a connection to the divine, a reminder that, in a world filled with uncertainty, there existed forces that stood guard, strong and unwavering. As the sun cast its golden light upon these sculptures, it created a dance of shadows and brightness that animated the griffins, making them feel almost alive. Each detail, the feathers etched with delicate precision, the muscles of their bodies defined with remarkable skill, spoke of the artist's deep understanding of both the creature and the spirit it represented. This wasn't merely an artistic representation, it was a heartfelt tribute to an ideal, a reminder of the guardian that resided within the hearts of those who sought strength and loyalty. In Roman homes, griffin reliefs adorned walls, a subtle yet powerful reminder of the bond between families. These images would bring comfort to those within, symbolizing the protection that love could offer against the harshness of life. Children growing up under the watchful gaze of Griffin sculptures learned the stories of courage and fidelity, instilling in them a sense of bravery that would follow them into adulthood. The presence of the Griffin in their lives became woven into their very beings, a source of inspiration and a guide to what it meant to be noble and brave. The artistry of the Griffin reached far beyond simple decoration. It was a profound connection to the world of the divine, an acknowledgement of the ancient belief that guardians existed beyond the tangible world. Artists poured their hopes and dreams into these forms, creating something that could stand the test of time. Each chiseled feature was not just a mark on stone, it was a whisper of eternity, a longing to capture something that could not be seen but could be felt in the heart. The Griffin's form also adapted over time, merging influences from various cultures that shaped the Roman Empire. As these influences blended, the sculptures became richer, telling stories of unity and strength across diverse peoples. The Griffin became a universal symbol, representing the shared hopes and dreams of those who believed in the power of guardianship and the beauty of loyalty. Every sculpture and relief served as a testament to the enduring nature of these ideals, breathing life into the stones that housed them. In public squares, Griffin statues watched over gatherings, celebrations, and moments of reflection. People would pause to admire these works of art, feeling a sense of peace wash over them. It was as if the Griffins could sense the weight of their burdens and, in that moment, lifted them, reminding everyone present that they were not alone. The sculptures offered solace, a gentle nudge to remember that strength resided in community, in loyalty, and in love. As the day waned and the golden light faded, shadows would stretch and dance around the Griffins, creating an aura of mystery. The sculptures took on a new life in the twilight, their outlines softened yet still powerful. In these moments, they seemed to share stories of times long past, whispering to those who stopped to listen about the courage and love that had inspired them. The Griffins became vessels of memory, carrying the hopes of those who had come before and inspiring future generations to hold on to the same ideals. In the hearts of the people, the Griffins represented more than just stone figures, they were guardians of dreams and symbols of courage. The artisans who carved them understood that their work would touch lives in ways they could only imagine. Each stroke of the chisel held a piece of their own spirit, a connection that would resonate through time. In every sculpture, the Griffin stood as a powerful reminder that strength and loyalty exist within everyone, waiting to take flight and protect what truly matters. These magnificent beings, frozen in time yet alive with emotion, became the embodiment of what it meant to be human, flawed, courageous, loving, and always striving for greatness. Through the artistry of Roman sculpture, the Griffin found a place in the world, watching over humanity with a fierce heart and an unwavering spirit, a timeless guardian of the dreams that bind us all. In the quiet corners of ancient Roman homes, where laughter echoed and families gathered, mosaics and frescoes transformed ordinary walls into breathtaking stories. Among the vibrant colors and intricate designs, the Griffin soared, a symbol of power and protection that brought life to every space. As sunlight filtered through open windows, it illuminated these artworks, creating a warm glow that seemed to breathe life into the very essence of the Griffin. Each mosaic, a masterpiece crafted from tiny, colored stones, told a story. The Griffin, with its majestic wings outstretched, stood as a guardian at the threshold of homes. Its fierce gaze seemed to promise safety to those who lived within. Families would often gather around these mosaics, feeling a sense of comfort and strength as they marveled at the beauty before them. Children played nearby, their laughter intertwining with the timeless presence of the Griffin, reminding everyone of the bond between the past and the present. The craftsmanship involved in these mosaics was extraordinary. Artisans spent countless hours meticulously placing each tiny stone, choosing colors that would evoke emotions, from the rich golds of the Griffin's feathers to the deep browns of its powerful body. The attention to detail brought the Griffin to life, making it appear as if it could leap from the floor and take flight at any moment. This level of artistry filled the homes with a sense of wonder, where the walls themselves seemed to whisper tales of bravery and protection. Frescoes added another layer of richness to domestic spaces. Paintings adorned the walls, depicting scenes of everyday life, nature, and mythology. Among these vibrant depictions, the griffin often appeared, intertwined with other elements of Roman life. It soared above feasts, symbolizing abundance and joy, or perched protectively beside the family, watching over them like a devoted guardian. Each brushstroke captured the essence of the griffin, creating a connection between the divine and the human experience. In the cool, dimly lit rooms, where shadows danced across the walls, the presence of the griffin brought warmth and light. Families would gather in front of the frescoes, sharing stories about the creatures that adorned their homes. They would point to the griffin, explaining its significance as a protector, a symbol of loyalty and courage. In those moments, the griffin became more than a decoration. It turned into a beloved companion, reminding everyone of the strength that resided within their own hearts. As night fell, the soft glow of oil lamps cast flickering shadows over the mosaics and frescoes. The griffin, now enveloped in the warm light, seemed to come alive even more. Children would lie on the cool stone floors, gazing up at the magnificent creature, their imaginations soaring alongside its wings. They felt safe in the presence of the griffin, as if its spirit wrapped around them like a protective cloak. Each family member carried a piece of the griffin's strength within them, and the creature became a part of their identity, a symbol of who they were and what they aspired to be. These artworks were not just for decoration, they held deep meaning. The griffin represented the ideals that families held dear: loyalty, protection, and the courage to face whatever challenges life might bring. In moments of joy and sorrow, people would look to the griffin for inspiration, drawing strength from its noble form. The mosaics and frescoes became a source of comfort, a reminder that even in times of uncertainty, the spirit of the griffin was always watching over them. As centuries passed, the stories and meanings behind these artworks endured. Generations would gather around the mosaics and frescoes, passing down tales of the griffin, its fierce spirit, and the protection it offered. The walls of their homes became living archives of history, where the presence of the griffin transcended time. The artworks inspired a sense of continuity, linking the past to the present, allowing families to feel connected to their ancestors who had walked the same paths. Visiting the homes adorned with griffin imagery was like stepping into a sanctuary, a place where love and strength intertwined. The vibrant mosaics caught the eye, while the gentle brushstrokes of the frescoes enveloped visitors in warmth. Everyone who entered felt an unspoken connection to the griffin, a shared understanding of its significance as a guardian of the home. It was as if the very essence of the griffin lingered in the air, filling each room with a sense of purpose and belonging. Every mosaic and fresco became a cherished part of family life. When couples celebrated their union, they would often find comfort beneath the watchful eyes of the griffin, believing it would bless their marriage with strength and protection. During times of sorrow, families would gather in front of the griffin's image, seeking solace in its enduring presence. The creature became a silent witness to their lives, embodying the love, courage, and resilience that marked their journey. In the embrace of the griffin's spirit, families found not just protection but also inspiration. They felt encouraged to strive for greatness, to embody the noble qualities that the griffin represented. The griffin became a symbol of hope, reminding them that even in the darkest of times, they could rise above challenges with strength and loyalty. It served as a guiding light, illuminating their path and urging them to embrace their potential. As the years turned into decades and the decades into centuries, the legacy of the griffin continued to thrive within the heart of Roman homes. Each mosaic and fresco told a story, whispered a dream, and held a piece of the family's spirit. The presence of the griffin was a constant reminder that they were never alone, that they were part of something greater, a community bound by love, courage, and the enduring spirit of a majestic creature that had watched over them through the ages. The griffin was not just an image, it was a heartbeat, a breath, and a legacy that would echo through time, a reminder that home was where love, protection, and strength resided. In the bustling markets of ancient Rome, where merchants shouted and the air buzzed with excitement, coins jingled in the pockets of citizens, each one telling a story. Among these coins, some bore the image of a griffin, a creature that symbolized power, protection, and majesty. As people exchanged coins, they didn't just trade currency, they passed around pieces of art and history, small tokens that connected them to a larger narrative, a narrative that wove together their hopes and dreams. Imagine holding a coin featuring the griffin, its wings spread wide and its fierce gaze piercing through time. The craftsmanship was remarkable, each detail meticulously etched into the metal. The griffin's body, strong and regal, represented the spirit of loyalty and bravery. In a world where fortunes could shift like the wind, this creature stood as a reminder that strength and protection were always within reach, embodied in something as simple as a coin. As merchants displayed their wares, the coins would catch the sunlight, glinting like stars in a vast sky. The image of the griffin seemed to come alive, whispering tales of ancient guardians who watched over the people. Those who held these coins felt a sense of pride, an invisible thread connecting them to the past and to each other. The griffin was not merely a design, it was a symbol of unity, a guardian that protected their community and their values. When a Roman soldier received his pay, he would feel the weight of the coin in his hand, the weight of responsibility and honor. As he turned it over to see the griffin, he felt a rush of courage. This creature was a reminder of his duty, not just to his country but to his family. The griffin symbolized the bravery required to defend one's homeland, urging him to carry out his mission with honor and loyalty. Each time he spent or received a coin, the griffin stood as a silent witness to his journey, a protector of his path. In quieter moments, families would gather around a flickering oil lamp, their faces illuminated as they discussed the day's events. The children would play with the coins, turning them over in their small hands. They would marvel at the griffin, asking questions about its fierce nature and noble character. In those conversations, the griffin transformed from a simple image into a cherished friend, a guardian of their dreams and aspirations. It embodied the values they held dear: strength, loyalty, and the unwavering belief that they could face whatever challenges lay ahead. Coins featuring the griffin were not just currency, they held deep meanings that resonated with the hearts of the people. When someone traveled far from home, they would carry these coins as a token of their loved ones, a reminder of the strength that awaited them upon their return. The griffin became a comforting presence, a symbol that whispered, "You are not alone." In those moments of loneliness, the coin became a lifeline, reminding them of the courage that lay within. As time passed, the griffin appeared on medallions worn around the necks of the faithful and the brave. Each medallion carried with it the weight of tradition, an emblem of protection that wrapped around the wearer's heart. Soldiers donned these medallions before heading into battle, believing that the griffin would shield them from harm. The medallion glimmered against their armor, a beacon of hope amidst chaos, instilling a sense of courage that helped them face the unknown. Families passed down these coins and medallions from generation to generation, imbuing them with stories and memories. A grandfather might share tales of his youthful adventures, describing how the griffin inspired him to be brave in the face of danger. The young ones listened with wide eyes, feeling the warmth of connection that only family can bring. The coins became heirlooms, not just of monetary value, but of love and legacy, bridging the past and the present. As the sun set on the bustling streets of Rome, the clinking of coins and the laughter of families echoed through the air. The griffin, present in their daily lives, symbolized their shared dreams and aspirations. The image of this majestic creature became intertwined with their identity, reminding them that strength lay not just in physical prowess, but in their unity as a community. Each coin served as a reminder of the loyalty that bound them together, a force strong enough to withstand the trials of life. In temples, the griffin appeared on offerings, coins dedicated to the gods. Worshippers believed that by placing these coins before the deities, they invited protection and blessings into their lives. The griffin, a bridge between the mortal and divine, carried their prayers high into the heavens, ensuring that their hopes would be heard. With each offering, they felt a renewed sense of faith, trusting that the griffin would guide them through uncertainty. The artistry of these coins and medallions reflected the cultural richness of Rome. They were not merely objects, they were expressions of love, bravery, and devotion. The griffin became a symbol of hope, embodying the belief that no matter how dark the times might seem, light would always find a way to break through. It whispered to the people that they were part of something greater, a story woven together through generations. As the centuries rolled on, the griffin continued to captivate hearts and minds, its image preserved in the coins that survived the test of time. Each coin, a tiny treasure, told a story that transcended generations. They became cherished artifacts, connecting the modern world to the hopes and dreams of those who came before. The griffin's spirit lived on in every clink of metal against metal, every story shared over a warm meal, and every brave heart that dared to dream. The presence of the griffin in Roman numismatics is a testament to the enduring human spirit, a symbol of strength, protection, and unity that continues to inspire even today. As we hold these ancient coins, we touch not just metal but the very essence of courage and loyalty that flowed through the veins of our ancestors. The griffin, fierce and noble, watches over us still, reminding us of the dreams we carry in our hearts and the strength that lies within us all. In the heart of ancient Rome, where the sun cast long shadows over stone temples and bustling streets, a powerful creature soared above the clouds, symbolizing the divine connection between the mortal and the sacred. The griffin, with its majestic wings and fierce gaze, held a significant place in Roman religion, drawing the attention of worshippers seeking protection, strength, and guidance. People believed that the griffin was not just a mythical creature but a guardian, an emblem of the gods' will and a protector of their faith. In small, candlelit rooms, families would gather to honor their deities, placing offerings before altars adorned with griffin imagery. These offerings were heartfelt tokens of gratitude and devotion, ranging from fruits to delicate handcrafted sculptures. The flickering flames danced in rhythm with whispered prayers, sending messages to the heavens. Every child in these households grew up hearing tales of how the griffin watched over them, guiding them through life's challenges. These stories ignited a sense of safety and courage, as children imagined the griffin soaring high, keeping watch over their loved ones. As the sun set, illuminating the night sky with hues of orange and purple, communities came together to participate in grand rituals honoring the griffin. The air would be filled with the sounds of drums, the beat echoing through the streets like a heartbeat. Processions, vibrant with color and life, would wind their way to sacred sites where the griffin was celebrated. People adorned in white tunics, representing purity and hope, would carry offerings, their hearts pounding with excitement and reverence. At the temple, incense wafted through the air, blending with the scent of fresh flowers, creating a fragrant atmosphere that enveloped the worshippers. The priests, dressed in flowing robes, would stand before a statue of the griffin, its stone wings elegantly outstretched, capturing the essence of strength and protection. The rituals were filled with chants, each word a plea for the griffin's favor. The worshippers believed that in their devotion, they could harness the power of the griffin, invoking its strength to shield them from misfortune and bring them prosperity. As the priests lifted their hands to the sky, the crowds felt an electric charge of energy, a deep connection to something greater than themselves. They closed their eyes, letting the rhythm of the chants wash over them, filling their hearts with hope. In those moments, they imagined the griffin soaring above them, a majestic guardian that wrapped them in its wings, ensuring that their lives were filled with love and protection. The griffin also played a crucial role in life's most significant events, from births to marriages. Families would bring tokens of their love to the temple, seeking blessings from the griffin to ensure happiness and harmony. During weddings, couples would offer figurines of the griffin, symbolizing their commitment to protecting each other and nurturing their bond. As they exchanged vows, they felt the griffin's spirit surround them, a reminder that love is powerful and should be cherished and protected. In the shadows of the night, under a blanket of stars, rituals honoring the griffin often turned into celebrations of life. Musicians would play soft melodies, and dancers would move gracefully, their movements telling stories of hope and unity. Everyone in attendance felt connected, as if they were part of a grand tapestry woven together by shared beliefs and dreams. The griffin, a symbol of loyalty and protection, stood at the center of it all, uniting hearts and souls. The belief in the griffin extended to the warriors of Rome. Before heading into battle, soldiers would visit temples dedicated to this mighty creature, seeking its protection. They would kneel before statues, their hearts heavy with the weight of their mission, whispering prayers for courage. They believed that if they invoked the griffin's spirit, they would emerge victorious, shielded from harm. The griffin was more than a symbol, it was a source of strength that fueled their determination. As the clash of swords echoed through the battlefield, soldiers carried the spirit of the griffin within them, feeling its presence like a warm embrace. With every swing of their swords, they fought not just for glory but for their families and communities. The griffin became their ally, guiding their hands and fueling their resolve. In the heat of battle, when fear threatened to take hold, the memory of the griffin's strength would surge through them, igniting their courage anew. Women and children, too, participated in the rituals, offering their prayers for the safety of their loved ones. They would gather at home, lighting candles and whispering their hopes into the flickering flames. They understood that while the griffin guarded the warriors in battle, it also watched over their homes, ensuring peace and harmony. The griffin became a maternal figure, a protector of the family unit, encouraging them to stay strong in the face of adversity. Throughout the changing seasons, the rituals dedicated to the griffin evolved, adapting to the rhythms of life. Festivals celebrating harvests and new beginnings often featured griffin imagery, highlighting the creature's connection to prosperity and abundance. People would gather, sharing food and laughter, their spirits lifted by the promise of a fruitful future. As they broke bread together, they felt the weight of history and tradition, knowing they were part of something far larger than themselves. The griffin's presence in Roman religion was a reflection of the people's hopes and dreams. It stood as a beacon of courage, a reminder that they were never alone. In moments of fear, uncertainty, and joy, the griffin was there, an everlasting guardian, inspiring them to reach for greatness. Each ritual, each prayer, and each offering echoed through the ages, forming a bond between the past and the present. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a golden hue over the temples, the spirit of the griffin continued to thrive in the hearts of the Roman people. Its powerful imagery intertwined with their lives, creating a legacy that transcended time. Each whispered prayer and heartfelt ritual carried the essence of the griffin, a testament to its enduring power as a symbol of protection and strength. In this sacred dance of devotion, the griffin soared high above, a steadfast guardian watching over a world filled with hope and dreams. In the heat of battle, when the air thickened with tension and the ground shook beneath the weight of marching soldiers, the griffin emerged as a powerful symbol of courage and protection for the Roman military. This mythical creature, with the body of a lion and the wings and head of an eagle, represented a unique fusion of strength and majesty. Soldiers marched into combat with the griffin etched in their minds and emblazoned on their shields, drawing inspiration from its fierce nature and noble presence. The griffin was not just an image, but a reminder of the divine favor believed to be bestowed upon those who carried its likeness. Before each battle, Roman soldiers gathered, their hearts pounding, eyes wide with anticipation. They would whisper prayers to the griffin, invoking its strength as they prepared to face the enemy. The belief that the griffin could shield them from harm filled the soldiers with a sense of invincibility. They imagined it soaring above, its powerful wings spreading wide, enveloping them in protection. As they donned their armor, many would carefully paint the griffin on their shields, each stroke filled with intention. For them, it wasn't merely a decoration, it was a promise. The griffin stood as a guardian spirit, ready to watch over them during the chaos of war. When swords clashed and arrows flew, the soldiers felt a surge of energy, as if the griffin's strength flowed through them, urging them forward to protect their homeland and loved ones. The legends of the griffin also intertwined with the stories of valor and sacrifice told around campfires at night. Soldiers recounted tales of heroes who had fought bravely, inspired by the griffin's image. The stories painted vivid pictures of courage in the face of overwhelming odds. A young soldier, trembling with fear on the eve of his first battle, found solace in these tales. As he listened to the seasoned warriors recount how the griffin had turned the tide of conflict, he felt a flicker of hope igniting within him. He clutched his shield tightly, knowing that the griffin would not only guide him but also connect him to a legacy of bravery and honor. In the days leading to significant military campaigns, grand ceremonies would be held to honor the griffin. Banners adorned with its likeness would flutter in the wind, creating a tapestry of color and pride. Soldiers and citizens would gather to pay tribute, offering sacrifices that showcased their devotion. They believed that these rituals would curry favor with the gods and the griffin, ensuring protection and success in battle. Each chant resonated with sincerity, their voices rising like a powerful wave, echoing through the hills, where the echoes of past victories still lingered. As the day of battle approached, the atmosphere grew electric with anticipation. The soldiers, clad in armor and gripping their weapons, stood in formation, their hearts united by a common purpose. They recalled the stories of triumph inspired by the griffin, where valor and strategy led to glorious victories. Many believed that when they fought alongside their brothers, the griffin watched over them, its fierce spirit driving them to protect one another fiercely. In the midst of battle, as chaos erupted and the air filled with shouts and clashing steel, the griffin's symbolism took on a deeper meaning. It became a beacon of hope, reminding the soldiers that they were part of something greater than themselves. In the heart of the fray, a commander would raise his sword high, the image of the griffin engraved on his shield glinting in the sun. He would call out to his men, urging them to fight with the courage and honor the griffin embodied. As they surged forward, it felt as if the very spirit of the griffin propelled them into the fray, igniting their hearts with a burning desire to protect their families, their land, and their honor. The griffin's presence also found its way into military strategies and formations. Tactics were often named after the creature, symbolizing the strength and unity of the Roman forces. The griffin formation represented not just a method of attack but a philosophy. Each soldier stood as a guardian, protecting the one next to them, just as the griffin protected its nest. The understanding of this connection gave rise to a camaraderie that transcended fear, binding the soldiers together through their shared beliefs. When victories were achieved, the griffin became a symbol of celebration and gratitude. Soldiers returned home as heroes, their hearts swelling with pride and relief. They would recount their experiences, sharing how the griffin had watched over them in battle, guiding their hands and steadying their hearts. In the days following a victorious campaign, the entire community would gather, honoring the griffin through feasts and festivities. The atmosphere pulsed with joy and relief as families reunited, their bonds strengthened by the trials endured and the battles won. Even in the face of loss, the griffin symbolized resilience. When a soldier fell, his comrades would gather to honor his memory, sharing stories that highlighted his bravery. They believed that the griffin welcomed fallen warriors into its embrace, ensuring their spirits would soar high and continue to protect those they left behind. The image of the griffin served as a comfort, allowing families to find solace in the belief that their loved ones were safe, their legacy continuing to inspire courage and strength in others. The griffin's role in Roman military culture extended beyond the battlefield. Its image became woven into the fabric of Roman identity, symbolizing the spirit of the empire itself. The majesty of the griffin resonated through time, reminding each generation of the power of courage, loyalty, and honor. As young boys dreamed of becoming soldiers, they were taught that they too could embody the spirit of the griffin. It became a rite of passage, a journey toward strength and protection, instilling values that would guide them throughout their lives. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows over the fields where countless battles had been fought, the griffin's legacy continued to soar. It was not just a mythical creature but a living symbol of hope, courage, and unity in the hearts of the Roman people. The stories of bravery, the cries of warriors, and the whispers of prayers formed an eternal bond with the griffin, reminding all who believed in its power that they were never truly alone. In every clash of swords and every triumphant cheer, the griffin soared above, a guardian watching over a world filled with dreams, struggles, and unbreakable bonds. When the sun rose over ancient Rome, its golden rays illuminated the majestic structures that towered over the bustling streets. Among them, the griffin stood as a powerful symbol of imperial authority, embodying the strength and divine protection that the Roman Empire sought to project. This mythical creature, with the body of a lion and the head and wings of an eagle, captured the hearts and minds of the people. It became an emblem of the emperor's might, representing not just physical power but a connection to the gods and the very essence of Roman identity. The griffin was more than just a decorative motif, it was a statement of power. As emperors paraded through the streets, they were accompanied by lavish displays that featured griffins on banners, armor, and coins. The creature's imposing presence reminded the citizens that they were under the watchful eye of a ruler who was both fierce and benevolent. People looked up to their leaders with a mix of admiration and fear, believing that the emperor, like the griffin, was a protector of the realm, safeguarding them from threats both external and internal. In temples and public buildings, the griffin adorned the walls, carved in stone or painted in vibrant colors. It served as a constant reminder of the strength that lay within the empire. Citizens gathered in these spaces, feeling the energy of the griffin's image wash over them, stirring a sense of pride in their identity. They believed that as long as the griffin watched over them, their city would thrive, and their way of life would remain secure. The creature embodied not just the might of Rome, but the divine favor that came with being part of such a powerful civilization. As the emperors claimed their power, they often connected themselves to the griffin's qualities. They portrayed themselves as modern-day griffins, ready to protect their people with a fierce loyalty. This symbolism created a bond between the emperor and the citizens, a relationship built on the understanding that the ruler was a guardian, embodying the virtues of strength and wisdom. When an emperor fell in battle or made decisions for the good of the people, the griffin's imagery would be invoked, suggesting that their actions were guided by the same protective spirit. During significant ceremonies, the griffin took center stage. Whether at a coronation or a public festival, the creature was present, serving as a bridge between the human and the divine. As the crowd gathered, their hearts beat in unison, feeling the weight of history in the air. The emperor would stand before them, with griffins etched into his attire and the very banners that draped the surroundings. The cheers of the people echoed like thunder, igniting a sense of unity among them, all believing that they were part of something greater, something eternal. The griffin's association with imperial power was not limited to the present, it also drew upon a rich tapestry of mythology. Ancient stories of griffins guarding treasures and sacred places fueled the belief that the emperors were the rightful protectors of Rome and its legacy. In the minds of the citizens, the griffin symbolized both prosperity and protection. They envisioned it soaring high above, a guardian spirit ensuring the empire's growth and stability. In military campaigns, the griffin played a significant role in boosting morale among soldiers. Before battles, leaders would remind their troops of the griffin's fierce nature, urging them to channel its strength as they faced their enemies. The sight of the griffin on banners and armor rallied the soldiers, instilling a sense of pride and purpose. They believed that they were fighting not just for land or glory, but to uphold the honor of their emperor and the legacy of the griffin. The image of the griffin also found its way onto coins, serving as a daily reminder of imperial power. Each coin was a tiny work of art, intricately designed to convey the might and protection that the emperor offered. Citizens would hold these coins in their hands, feeling the weight of history and power with every exchange. The griffin on the coins became a symbol of wealth and prosperity, suggesting that as long as the empire thrived, so would they. In times of uncertainty, when droughts or disasters struck, the griffin's image was a source of comfort. People turned to their leaders for guidance, seeking reassurance that the empire would endure. The griffin, with its dual nature, reminded them that strength could be found in the most challenging times. Citizens believed that if they remained faithful to their emperor and the values embodied by the griffin, they would find a way through hardship. The creature represented not just power but hope, assuring them that brighter days lay ahead. Artisans and sculptors took great care to capture the essence of the griffin in their works. Each creation, whether in marble, bronze, or painted murals, sought to reflect the majesty of this creature. The details of the griffin's wings, the ferocity in its gaze, and the elegance of its form were carefully considered. Through these artistic expressions, the griffin became a lasting legacy of Roman culture, reminding future generations of the empire's ideals. As the years passed, the connection between the griffin and imperial authority only deepened. The emperors understood the significance of the griffin in maintaining their power and inspiring loyalty among their people. They commissioned grand monuments adorned with griffins, creating spaces where citizens could gather and feel united under the strength of their ruler. These spaces became sacred, filled with echoes of past triumphs and a promise of future glory. The griffin also served as a warning to those who would challenge imperial authority. Its fierce nature symbolized the consequences of betrayal and rebellion. When plots against the emperor arose, the griffin's image became a reminder that those who sought to disrupt the peace would face the full force of the empire. The citizens, recalling tales of the griffin defending its territory, understood that loyalty to their leader was not just a duty but a safeguard against chaos. In the hearts of the Roman people, the griffin became a timeless emblem of strength, authority, and unity. It transcended the boundaries of myth, embodying the spirit of the empire and its people. As they moved through their lives, each citizen carried a piece of the griffin within them, a reminder of their connection to a legacy that would endure through the ages. The image of the griffin soared above them, a guardian spirit that watched over their hopes, dreams, and aspirations, ensuring that they would never walk alone in the pursuit of a brighter future. The griffin is a creature that captivates the imagination, its presence stirring feelings of wonder and awe. With the body of a lion and the head and wings of an eagle, the griffin stands as a symbol of strength and protection. But it is not alone in the world of mythical beings. There are many creatures in different cultures that share similarities with the griffin, each one telling its own story and capturing the hearts of those who hear them. These stories weave a rich tapestry of mythology, connecting humanity through shared themes of courage, mystery, and the unknown. Consider the majestic dragon, a creature found in many cultures. While the griffin is often viewed as a guardian and protector, the dragon often embodies a more complex nature. In some stories, dragons are fearsome beasts that hoard treasure and guard their lairs fiercely. In others, they serve as wise mentors or symbols of strength. Both the griffin and the dragon reflect the duality of nature. They can be both protectors and destroyers, embodying the thin line between good and evil. When people hear tales of dragons soaring through the skies, they can't help but feel a sense of excitement and fear, much like the feelings stirred by the powerful image of the griffin. Then there are the centaurs, creatures that are half human and half horse. They symbolize the struggle between civilization and nature. While the griffin represents the union of two mighty animals, centaurs bring together the primal instincts of the wild with the intellect of humanity. They often appear in stories as guardians of the forest, embodying wisdom and strength. The image of a centaur charging through the trees, bow drawn, mirrors the bravery of the griffin soaring above the landscape. Each creature, in its own way, represents the balance of power, wisdom, and the protection of what is sacred. In ancient Greece, the Sphinx was a creature known for its cunning and intelligence. With the body of a lion and the head of a human, the Sphinx posed riddles to those who wished to pass. Unlike the griffin, which primarily symbolizes protection and strength, the Sphinx embodies mystery and knowledge. The very name Sphinx evokes a sense of intrigue and wonder. When we think of the griffin soaring high, protecting treasures, the Sphinx sits quietly, waiting to test the minds of the brave. Both creatures share a deep connection to the idea of guarding something precious, yet they do so in contrasting ways, one with fierce strength and the other with cunning intellect. The chimera is another creature that invites comparison. With its 3 heads, one of a lion, one of a goat, and a serpent for a tail, this beast represents chaos and destruction. The chimera is often depicted as a fearsome opponent, a creature to be defeated. In contrast, the griffin stands as a noble guardian, a protector of treasures and ideals. While both creatures evoke strong emotions, the chimera often stirs feelings of dread, while the griffin inspires hope and courage. This contrast highlights the varying roles that mythical creatures play in our understanding of strength and protection. The tales of the chimera remind us of the dangers that lurk in the shadows, while the stories of the griffin urge us to rise above our fears and protect what we hold dear. The phoenix also finds its place in this comparative study of mythical beings. Known for rising from its ashes, the phoenix represents rebirth and renewal. Like the griffin, the phoenix embodies resilience and strength, but in a different context. While the griffin protects treasures and embodies power, the phoenix teaches us about transformation and the beauty of new beginnings. The emotional weight of a phoenix rising anew resonates deeply with those who have faced challenges and emerged stronger. Both creatures inspire us to believe in our potential, whether it be through strength, protection, or the courage to start anew. Mermaids, with their enchanting beauty and mysterious allure, offer another fascinating comparison. Often depicted as alluring yet dangerous, they capture the imagination with tales of love and loss. Unlike the griffin, which stands as a guardian, mermaids embody a duality of attraction and danger. Their songs lure sailors to their doom, much like the way the allure of the unknown can lead one into perilous situations. Yet, beneath this danger lies a sense of yearning, a desire for connection and understanding. While the griffin protects the known world, mermaids represent the allure of the unexplored depths, evoking emotions of longing and curiosity. As we consider these mythical creatures, the connections between them and the griffin grow clearer. Each being embodies unique traits that resonate with human experiences: strength, wisdom, mystery, chaos, resilience, and allure. Together, they paint a vivid picture of humanity's collective imagination, a world where creatures embody the qualities we admire and fear. The stories of griffins, dragons, centaurs, sphinxes, chimeras, phoenixes, and mermaids serve as reminders of our hopes and dreams, our fears and struggles. The griffin, in its majestic form, stands as a testament to our desire for protection and strength. It resonates deeply with those who long for safety and guidance in a world filled with uncertainty. The tales of this creature, intertwined with those of other mythical beings, evoke powerful emotions, reminding us of our shared human experience. As people gather around campfires or share stories, the connection between the griffin and its counterparts invites a sense of unity and belonging, bridging gaps between cultures and generations. In the end, these mythical creatures reflect our aspirations, our struggles, and our deepest emotions. They teach us about the complexities of existence, the balance of strength and vulnerability, the power of protection, and the allure of the unknown. The griffin, standing tall alongside its mythical companions, reminds us that we are all part of a larger story, woven together by the threads of imagination and shared human experience. Each tale, like a heartbeat, echoes through time, resonating within us, urging us to dream, to aspire, and to find strength in our journey through life. The griffin is not just a creature of myth, it is a symbol that resonates across different lands and cultures, echoing through the vast territories of the Roman Empire. Each province infused this majestic creature with unique qualities, allowing it to take on distinct meanings and significance in their local lore. This variation adds layers to the griffin's character, turning it into a beloved figure that speaks to the hearts of many. In the eastern provinces, particularly in places like Egypt, the griffin became intertwined with the culture's deep-rooted beliefs. Here, the griffin was often depicted as a guardian of the pharaohs, a protector of sacred treasures and the afterlife. Imagine a majestic griffin, wings spread wide, watching over the golden sarcophagi of ancient kings. The sight of this powerful creature instilled hope and security in the hearts of those who believed it guarded their rulers in the afterlife. For the people of Egypt, the griffin represented not only strength but also the divine connection between heaven and earth, a bridge between mortal lives and the eternal. As one travels westward to provinces like Gaul, the griffin takes on another shade of meaning. Here, the fierce battles of local tribes shaped the stories surrounding this creature. The griffin became a symbol of bravery and valor, embodying the spirit of the warriors who fought fiercely to protect their homeland. Picture a warrior, standing tall and proud, adorned with the image of a griffin on his shield, rallying his comrades to face the enemy. The presence of the griffin inspired courage and loyalty, igniting a fire in the hearts of those who believed in its power. It was a reminder that they too could soar above their fears and protect what was precious to them. In Italy, particularly around Rome, the griffin was celebrated as a creature of majesty, often found in art and architecture. The grand structures of the city, with their intricate designs, featured griffins as emblems of strength and protection. Imagine walking through the bustling streets of ancient Rome, gazing up at magnificent buildings adorned with griffins perched proudly above doorways, as if guarding the inhabitants below. The griffin was a sign of prestige, a creature that represented the power of the empire itself. To the citizens of Rome, this noble beast was a reminder of their place in the world, urging them to aspire for greatness and honor. In the provinces of the Balkans, the griffin took on a more mystical aura. Local legends spoke of griffins as magical creatures that could heal the sick or grant wishes to the pure of heart. Villagers told tales of how these creatures would descend from the skies to help those in need, filling their hearts with hope and wonder. Imagine a child with a heart full of dreams, gazing up at the clouds, believing that a griffin might appear to grant their greatest wish. This belief in the griffin's kindness created a deep emotional connection, allowing the people to dream beyond their daily struggles, filling their lives with light and possibility. In the provinces along the Mediterranean, the griffin's image often blended with the rich tapestry of local mythology. The stories of sea voyages and adventures intertwined with the legend of the griffin, creating a creature that could soar through the skies and glide over the waves. Imagine sailors at the docks, sharing tales of griffins guiding their ships safely through storms, offering protection as they sailed into the unknown. For these sailors, the griffin became a symbol of safe passage and hope, a creature that embodied the spirit of adventure while offering a comforting presence amidst the dangers of the sea. As the griffin traveled through the provinces, it absorbed local colors, stories, and beliefs. In the far reaches of the empire, it transformed into a guardian of nature, representing harmony between mankind and the wild. In forested regions, local tribes depicted griffins as protectors of the woodland, ensuring that balance was maintained in the delicate ecosystem. Imagine the beauty of a griffin soaring above the treetops, watching over the animals and plants below, symbolizing a connection between nature and humanity. The presence of the griffin inspired respect for the land, urging people to care for the world around them. The variations of the griffin across the Roman Empire demonstrate the creature's adaptability and the power of myth to resonate with different cultures. Each region infused its unique experiences, hopes, and fears into the stories of the griffin, allowing it to become more than just a mythical beast. It became a reflection of the people's aspirations, a representation of their dreams and struggles. In the province of Hispania, the griffin was often seen as a protector of wealth, particularly in mining regions. The locals believed that griffins guarded precious metals hidden deep within the mountains. Picture miners, their hearts pounding with excitement as they whispered tales of griffins watching over them, ensuring they would return home safely with their treasures. The griffin became a symbol of both caution and fortune, embodying the fine line between danger and reward in the pursuit of riches. As we traverse through the Roman Empire, the griffin stands out as a creature that embodies a spectrum of emotions and ideas. It serves as a reminder that no matter where one is from, there exists a universal connection through the stories we tell. The varying depictions of the griffin across different provinces show how culture shapes our understanding of strength and protection, bravery and hope. In every story shared, there lies a heartbeat, a shared longing for safety, courage, and the beauty of the unknown. In each region, the griffin symbolizes not just an animal but a force that resonates with the spirit of the people. It whispers of ancient traditions, inspires warriors, offers dreams to children, and reminds everyone of the beauty of protection and love. The diverse representations of the griffin remind us of the powerful impact that mythical creatures can have on our lives and how they can unite us in our shared human experience. The griffin, in all its glory, soars above us, bringing forth feelings of pride, hope, and a connection to something greater than ourselves. Once, the griffin soared high above the ancient world, a majestic creature that inspired awe and wonder in those who beheld it. As a guardian of treasures and a symbol of power, it held a significant place in the hearts of many. However, as the winds of change swept across the landscape during late antiquity, the griffin's brilliant wings began to fade, losing its status as a beloved figure. The world around it transformed, and with that, the very essence of the griffin shifted, as if its spirit was carried away by the changing tides of time. The decline of the griffin was not a sudden fall, it was a gradual fading away, like the final notes of a beautiful song echoing into silence. As the Roman Empire faced political upheavals, social changes, and the rise of new religions, the beliefs and values that once celebrated the griffin began to shift. People turned their attention to different symbols, seeking new meanings and connections in a world that felt increasingly uncertain. The once glorious griffin, with its majestic wings and noble stature, found itself overshadowed by the very changes it had once symbolized. In the bustling cities of the empire, where art and culture flourished, the griffin began to disappear from frescoes and mosaics. The vibrant images that had once celebrated its fierce spirit now gave way to new themes, reflecting the changing ideals of society. People turned their gaze toward more familiar symbols, ones that resonated with their evolving beliefs. The griffin, once a powerful figure that represented bravery and protection, slowly became an echo of the past, a memory fading into obscurity. Amidst this cultural transformation, the rise of Christianity played a significant role in the griffin's decline. As new faiths took root, ancient beliefs and mythologies often found themselves in conflict with the teachings of the church. The griffin, with its hybrid nature, part lion, part eagle, seemed to embody a complexity that the emerging Christian doctrine struggled to reconcile. The church promoted purity and simplicity, and the griffin, a creature born from the rich tapestry of mythology, became increasingly difficult to incorporate into the new narrative. It was as if the world no longer had space for such a wondrous being, and the griffin was left behind in the rush toward a new era. Communities that once held the griffin dear began to reframe their stories. The rich legends of griffins guarding treasures or inspiring courage became less relevant in the face of new spiritual teachings. Instead of being seen as protectors of the innocent, these mythical beings were often overshadowed by saints and angels, figures that offered direct connections to the divine. The warmth of the griffin's guardianship was replaced by the coolness of new faith, leaving a void that was felt by many. In whispers, people mourned the loss of the griffin, reminiscing about the days when it soared above them, a symbol of hope and strength. As trade routes changed and borders shifted, the griffin also struggled to find its place. The empire that had once embraced this magnificent creature was breaking apart, giving way to a myriad of new kingdoms and cultures. In this fragmentation, the griffin became a relic of a time that felt distant and unattainable. People began to look to their local histories, drawing inspiration from their own traditions rather than the grand tales of the past. The griffin, once a proud emblem of a unified empire, was now a fading memory in the hearts of those who sought new identities. Yet, amidst the sadness of decline, there remained a flicker of resilience. The griffin still found its way into stories and artworks, albeit in quieter, less prominent forms. Artists, in their longing for beauty and mystery, continued to whisper its name through subtle carvings and delicate illustrations. It lingered like a soft breeze, a gentle reminder of a world rich in imagination. While the griffin no longer ruled the skies, it existed in the shadows of art, waiting for a moment when someone would notice its grace once more. In the hearts of the people, the griffin transformed from a powerful guardian into a symbol of nostalgia. It became a reminder of a time when myths were woven into the fabric of daily life, where the extraordinary coexisted with the ordinary. In the faces of those who remembered, one could see the longing for connection, for a creature that embodied the spirit of bravery and protection in a world that felt increasingly fragmented. The griffin was not merely a creature of the past, it was a story, an emotion, a connection to something greater than oneself. As late antiquity wore on, the griffin's presence continued to flicker like a candle in the dark, casting gentle shadows on the walls of history. It whispered stories of courage and hope, reminding people of their shared past and the beauty that once thrived in the hearts of many. While its wings may have been clipped, its spirit lived on, a quiet testament to the enduring power of myth and imagination. In a world that seemed to have turned its back, the griffin still held a place in the hearts of those who yearned for magic, for connection, for something that transcended the mundane. And so, the griffin, in its gradual decline, became more than just a fading image. It transformed into a symbol of resilience, a reminder that even as the world changes, the stories we carry within us remain timeless. Through the whispers of those who remember, the griffin continues to soar, its spirit lingering in the echoes of ancient tales, waiting for the day when someone will look up and see it once more, shining brightly in the skies of their imagination. Once upon a time, in a world filled with wonder and mystery, the griffin soared once again, reclaiming its place in the hearts and minds of people during the medieval and Renaissance periods. This magnificent creature, a blend of lion and eagle, symbolized strength, courage, and protection. In a time when belief in the extraordinary was woven into the fabric of everyday life, the griffin became a powerful emblem, a guardian of both treasure and virtue. As the Middle Ages unfolded, the griffin transformed from a figure of myth into a more complex symbol, resonating with the beliefs and values of a new era. People began to see the griffin not just as a fantastic beast, but as a representation of the duality of nature. Its lion body represented earthly power and nobility, while its eagle head symbolized the divine and the heavenly. This unique combination made the griffin an ideal creature to guard the sacred and the significant, a protector of both material wealth and spiritual treasures. In the grand tapestries that adorned castle walls, griffins emerged as noble guardians, standing watch over knights and ladies. They became symbols of the virtues that were held dear during this time: honor, bravery, and loyalty. Imaginations ran wild with tales of valiant knights riding forth to battle, with griffins soaring above, guiding them toward glory. These stories stirred the hearts of many, filling them with hope and dreams of greatness. The griffin was no longer just a creature of the past; it became a living symbol of the spirit of the age, a reminder that courage could lead to triumph. As the Renaissance dawned, the griffin's transformation continued. Artists and scholars began to explore classical texts, breathing new life into ancient myths. The griffin found its way into the artwork of this vibrant period, painted in vivid colors on canvas and delicately carved in stone. It appeared in illuminated manuscripts, where it captured the essence of the divine, embodying the connection between humanity and the heavens. The griffin was no longer just a guardian of treasure; it became a bridge between the earthly and the divine, a creature that inspired both awe and reverence. In literature, the griffin soared through the pages of tales that captured the imagination of many. Writers infused their stories with the magical essence of this creature, using it to convey deeper meanings about the human experience. The griffin, with its fierce spirit and noble heart, became a symbol of the struggles and triumphs of mankind. It represented the fight against darkness and the quest for knowledge, embodying the very essence of the Renaissance, a time of exploration and rediscovery. Through the eyes of the griffin, people saw their own hopes and dreams reflected back at them, reminding them of their potential to rise above challenges. Yet, as the griffin thrived in art and literature, it also became a canvas upon which the anxieties and fears of the time were projected. The medieval and Renaissance periods were marked by turmoil, wars, and changes in faith. The griffin, with its dual nature, embodied the conflict between light and dark, good and evil. Artists painted it both fierce and benevolent, capturing the complexity of human emotions and experiences. In this way, the griffin became a mirror of society, reflecting both the beauty and the struggles of the age. As people looked upon the griffin in art and stories, they felt a sense of connection to something greater than themselves. This creature, once fading into obscurity, was now alive in their hearts. It stirred a longing for courage in the face of adversity and hope in the darkness. Each depiction of the griffin evoked a sense of wonder, reminding people of the power of belief and the strength that lies within. Its wings became a symbol of freedom, encouraging individuals to rise above their limitations and strive for greatness. In a world increasingly defined by reason and science, the griffin also served as a gentle reminder of the magic that still existed in the hearts of those who dared to dream. It was a creature that transcended the boundaries of reality, allowing people to explore the realms of imagination and possibility. The griffin became a source of inspiration for artists, writers, and thinkers, fueling their creativity and pushing them to reach for the extraordinary. Its image adorned the pages of books, the walls of cathedrals, and the banners of noble houses, weaving its magic into the very fabric of society. Throughout the medieval and Renaissance periods, the griffin stood as a testament to the enduring power of mythology. It taught people that even in the face of change and uncertainty, the spirit of wonder and imagination could thrive. The griffin's legacy was one of resilience and hope, reminding everyone that magic could still be found in the world around them. Its presence sparked dreams of adventure and a longing for greatness, igniting a fire in the hearts of those who believed. And so, the griffin continued to soar, its wings carrying the dreams and aspirations of countless souls. It became a symbol of strength, a protector of the heart, and a reminder that within each person lies the potential to rise above challenges. As long as there were stories to tell and hearts to inspire, the Griffin would forever be a part of the human experience, a magnificent creature that illuminated the path toward courage, hope, and the beauty of the extraordinary. In a world that constantly evolves, the Griffin has not only survived the test of time but has also found new life in modern culture. This creature, a majestic blend of lion and eagle, symbolizes strength and resilience, capturing the hearts of people in ways that resonate deeply. Today, the Griffin has emerged as a powerful symbol, inspiring art, literature, and even modern branding. Its legacy is woven into the tapestry of our contemporary lives, reminding us of the beauty of myth and imagination. The Griffin's presence can be felt in movies and television shows that ignite the imagination. From animated features to epic fantasy series, this creature has become a beloved character that embodies heroism and adventure. With each new portrayal, the Griffin takes on unique traits that reflect the hopes and dreams of today's audiences. It represents not only power and protection but also the struggle against darkness and the quest for justice. Children and adults alike are drawn to these tales, feeling a surge of courage as they watch griffins soar across the screen, battling evil and standing up for what is right. In literature, the Griffin has found its place in contemporary stories that explore themes of friendship, loyalty, and self-discovery. Authors craft narratives where characters forge bonds with these mythical creatures, emphasizing the importance of bravery and integrity. Readers feel a deep connection to these tales, finding inspiration in the loyalty and strength of the Griffin. The creature becomes a symbol of hope, encouraging individuals to embrace their own unique journeys. Through the pages of these stories, the Griffin speaks to the hero within each of us, urging us to rise above challenges and follow our dreams. Art has also embraced the Griffin, breathing fresh life into its image. Modern artists depict this creature in a myriad of styles, from realistic sculptures to abstract paintings. Each interpretation carries an emotional weight, resonating with those who see it. In galleries and public spaces, griffins symbolize protection and power, inviting viewers to reflect on their significance. The intricate details in the artwork tell stories of courage and resilience, inspiring awe and admiration. The Griffin becomes a bridge between the past and the present, a reminder that the magic of myth continues to thrive in our hearts. In fashion, the Griffin has made its mark, appearing in designs that blend elegance with a touch of mystique. Clothing and accessories featuring this creature capture the imagination, allowing individuals to express their unique personalities. Wearing a Griffin emblem can evoke feelings of strength and courage, serving as a reminder to embrace one's own power. The creature's image resonates with those seeking to stand out, to embody the fierce spirit of the Griffin in their daily lives. Social media platforms have also played a significant role in keeping the Griffin alive in popular culture. Hashtags and art shared online showcase the creature in creative and diverse forms, connecting people who share a love for this mythical being. Fans create communities where they can discuss their favorite Griffin tales, share artwork, and celebrate the spirit of this legendary creature. These digital spaces allow the Griffin to soar to new heights, reaching a global audience and igniting a passion for myth and legend. The Griffin's symbolism extends beyond art and literature. It has become a potent emblem for various movements and causes. Groups advocating for environmental protection or social justice often adopt the Griffin as a symbol of strength and resilience. This creature embodies the fight for what is right, serving as a powerful reminder that we can rise against adversity. People feel empowered when they rally behind the Griffin, finding strength in its image as they work toward a brighter future. In the world of gaming, the Griffin has found a special place as a beloved character in fantasy worlds. Players encounter griffins as fierce allies or formidable foes, adding depth to their adventures. These interactions stir excitement and emotions, making each gaming experience unforgettable. Players become deeply invested in their journeys, often finding themselves drawn to the Griffin's unwavering courage. Through gaming, the Griffin teaches valuable lessons about teamwork and perseverance, inspiring players to embody these traits in their own lives. Even in the realm of education, the Griffin serves as a valuable tool. Teachers use its image to engage students in lessons about mythology, history, and literature. By introducing the griffin as a central figure, educators encourage students to explore the depths of creativity and imagination. The creature becomes a gateway to discussions about culture, symbolism, and the power of storytelling. Students leave the classroom with a newfound appreciation for the richness of myth and its relevance in today's world. The griffin stands tall as a timeless symbol that bridges the ancient and modern. It teaches us that even in an age defined by technology and science, the magic of myth remains relevant. This creature inspires us to embrace our strengths, to stand tall in the face of challenges, and to believe in the extraordinary. In a world where fear and doubt can sometimes overshadow hope, the griffin serves as a beacon of light, reminding us of the power of courage and imagination. In every artistic portrayal, literary reference, or fashion statement, the griffin continues to inspire and uplift. It is more than just a mythical creature, it is a symbol of hope, resilience, and the unyielding spirit of humanity. As we navigate our own journeys, the griffin whispers to us, urging us to believe in ourselves and to embrace the magic that exists within and around us. Its wings spread wide, carrying with them the dreams of countless souls, reminding us that we can all soar above our challenges and create our own legends. In the dusty corners of history, artifacts lie waiting, whispering tales of bravery and honor. Among these remnants of the past, the griffin emerges as a powerful symbol, etched into the very fabric of Roman military culture. It stands tall, with the fierce strength of a lion and the majestic wings of an eagle, embodying the spirit of protection and valor. As we look closer at specific examples of griffin imagery found in Roman military artifacts, we uncover stories that touch the heart and stir the soul. One notable example is a stunning bronze belt buckle discovered in a military camp in Germania. The buckle showcases a beautifully detailed griffin, its wings spread wide and its body poised for flight. This artifact, worn by a soldier, was more than a decorative piece. It was a reminder of the ideals of bravery and honor that every Roman soldier aspired to embody. Imagine the soldier fastening this buckle before heading into battle, feeling the weight of history and the power of the griffin as he prepared to face the unknown. Each time he looked down at his belt, he found inspiration in the creature's fierce determination and protective nature. Then there's the engraved silver plate found in a Roman fort in Britain, depicting a griffin battling a serpent. This powerful imagery tells a story of good versus evil, a timeless theme that resonates deeply with all of us. The soldier who owned this plate likely had it displayed in his tent, a daily reminder of the battles he faced, not just against enemies, but against his own fears and doubts. The griffin's fierce stance against the serpent serves as a poignant reminder that courage can triumph over adversity. This powerful image likely gave the soldier hope, reminding him that, like the griffin, he could rise above the challenges before him. Another remarkable artifact is a stunning mosaic found in a military barracks in North Africa. This mosaic features a griffin standing proudly at the center, surrounded by scenes of Roman victories. The intricate designs and vibrant colors breathe life into the image, showcasing not just the griffin, but also the pride and accomplishments of the soldiers. Those who walked over this mosaic felt the echo of victories past, and they were reminded of their role in the larger narrative of the empire. Each step on this mosaic was a tribute to their courage, their sacrifices, and the enduring legacy of those who had come before. There's also a beautifully crafted ceramic pot, adorned with griffin motifs, discovered near a Roman encampment in Egypt. This pot wasn't just an ordinary cooking vessel, it served a deeper purpose. The presence of the griffin on everyday items infused them with meaning and significance. It brought a sense of protection and blessing to the soldiers' meals. Can you picture a weary soldier returning to camp after a long day? As he sits down to share a meal with his comrades, he looks at that pot and feels a sense of unity, courage, and hope. The griffin symbolizes their shared strength and resilience, nourishing not only their bodies but their spirits as well. Additionally, we find the griffin depicted on shields used by Roman legions. These shields were not only vital for protection but also served as powerful symbols of the identity and values of the soldiers. The griffin's fierce image, emblazoned on their shields, instilled a sense of pride and purpose. Soldiers marching into battle with griffins on their shields were not just fighting for territory, they were fighting for ideals larger than themselves. The roar of battle would be accompanied by the presence of the griffin, symbolizing protection and unwavering loyalty. Each clash of shields resonated with the spirit of the griffin, urging them forward in the fight for honor and glory. These artifacts remind us that the griffin was more than just a mythical creature, it was a source of inspiration for those who served in the Roman military. Each piece tells a story of hope, bravery, and camaraderie, touching the hearts of those who lived in a world filled with uncertainty and conflict. The griffin became a guardian spirit, a protector of not only their bodies but also their souls. As we examine these specific examples, it becomes clear how deeply the griffin influenced the lives of Roman soldiers. It was a symbol of strength in the face of adversity, a reminder that even in the darkest moments, they were never alone. The stories behind these artifacts resonate across centuries, echoing in our hearts today. They inspire us to find our own inner strength, to rise above challenges, and to embrace the courage that lies within us all. In a world that often feels overwhelming, the griffin remains a timeless symbol of hope and resilience. Its legacy endures through these artifacts, each one a testament to the spirit of those who believed in the power of courage, loyalty, and protection. The griffin's image continues to inspire generations, urging us to embrace our own battles with the same fierce determination as those soldiers of ancient Rome. Through the stories of these artifacts, the griffin lives on, touching our hearts and reminding us of the strength we can find within ourselves. In the echoing halls of ancient Rome, words flowed like a river, carrying stories of gods and heroes, battles and sacrifices. Among these tales, the griffin soared majestically, capturing the imagination of poets and writers. This mythical creature, with the body of a lion and the wings of an eagle, represented a fusion of power and grace, protection and nobility. Through a careful look at selected texts, we find that the griffin became more than just a symbol, it resonated deeply within the hearts of those who wrote and read about it. One of the most touching depictions of the griffin can be found in the writings of Pliny the Elder. In his natural history, he marvels at the griffin's beauty and strength, painting a vivid picture that stirs the soul. Pliny describes the creature as a guardian of gold, a being that stands watch over treasures hidden in the mountains. This representation speaks to the human desire to protect what is valuable, whether it be wealth or love. It tugs at our hearts, reminding us that there are things worth guarding fiercely in our lives. The image of the griffin as a vigilant protector resonates with anyone who has ever fought to safeguard their dreams or loved ones. In Ovid's Metamorphoses, the griffin finds itself in tales of transformation and change. Ovid weaves stories that connect the creature to divine power and protection. When he writes about griffins alongside mythical heroes, he shows how these beings symbolize the intertwining of fate and free will. The griffin stands not only as a powerful creature, but as a reminder that transformation is possible for everyone. Ovid's words inspire hope, urging us to embrace our own transformations. The griffin becomes a beacon of strength in moments of doubt, encouraging us to believe that we, too, can rise above our struggles and become something greater. In Virgil's Aeneid, the griffin takes on a more somber role. As Aeneas journeys through trials, he encounters images of griffins on shields and armor, serving as a reminder of the challenges he faces. These depictions are not just artistic embellishments, they carry the weight of destiny and duty. The presence of the griffin in this epic tale symbolizes the struggles every hero faces. It evokes feelings of empathy, reminding us that even the greatest heroes endure hardships and confront fears. The griffin, in this context, serves as a guardian of perseverance, a silent partner in every battle fought in the name of love and duty. Another poignant reference appears in the works of Catullus, where the griffin symbolizes loyalty and fierce love. In a poem, Catullus describes the bond between lovers, comparing it to the unwavering loyalty of a griffin. This imagery evokes a profound emotional response, capturing the intensity of romantic devotion. Just as the griffin protects its territory and its treasures, so too do lovers guard their hearts. Catullus's words resonate with anyone who has ever felt the bittersweet pangs of love, illuminating the depth of emotion that lies within relationships. The griffin becomes a symbol of the fierce love that can inspire acts of bravery, echoing the struggles and joys that come with caring for another. In a lesser-known work by Seneca, the griffin is used to represent the duality of human nature. Seneca reflects on the conflict between reason and passion, using the griffin as a metaphor for the struggle between our higher aspirations and base desires. This depiction speaks to the inner battles we all face. It resonates with the heart's yearning for balance, the desire to soar above challenges while grappling with the weight of our instincts. Seneca's words evoke a deep understanding of the complexities of human emotion, making the griffin a powerful symbol of the duality that exists within us all. The griffin appears in inscriptions, poems, and even in the margins of manuscripts, a silent witness to the thoughts and feelings of those who lived in a world of wonder and fear. Each text that references the griffin captures a different aspect of its character, painting a rich tapestry of meanings that resonate across time. This creature, revered for its strength and grace, serves as a reminder that we, too, can embody these qualities. The heart of the griffin lies in its ability to connect with our deepest emotions. Whether standing as a guardian, a symbol of transformation, or a representation of loyalty, it speaks to the values we hold dear. In every text that references the griffin, we find ourselves drawn into a world where courage, love, and hope intertwine. The griffin is not just a mythical creature, it is a reflection of the human experience, a symbol of the strength we summon in our lives. As the pages of Roman literature turn, the griffin remains a constant presence, a source of inspiration that touches our hearts and stirs our souls. Through the words of Pliny, Ovid, Virgil, Catullus, and Seneca, we glimpse the power of this majestic creature and its profound impact on those who dare to dream and write. The griffin, soaring through the skies of imagination, reminds us that within each of us lies the potential for greatness, the ability to rise above, and the courage to protect what we hold dear. Each reference to the griffin becomes a call to embrace our own inner strength, inviting us to stand tall in the face of life's challenges. In the bustling streets of today's world, the griffin, a creature born from the imaginations of ancient storytellers, still spreads its wings, captivating hearts and minds. This majestic creature, with its lion's body and eagle's wings, has transformed across centuries, becoming a symbol of strength, wisdom, and protection. In modern culture, the griffin captures our emotions and speaks to our desires for courage and adventure, making it a beloved figure in books, movies, games, and art. In literature, the griffin finds its way into the pages of fantasy novels, where it serves as a loyal companion to brave heroes. Think of a young warrior embarking on a quest, facing dragons and dark sorcerers, with a griffin by their side. This imagery evokes feelings of hope and bravery. The bond between the hero and the griffin reflects our own yearnings for loyalty and friendship. Just as the griffin protects its partner, we long for connections that give us strength to face our own challenges. These tales remind us that even in the darkest moments, we are never truly alone. The griffin becomes a symbol of support and courage, inspiring readers to believe in themselves and their dreams. Movies have also embraced the griffin, bringing it to life on the big screen. In animated films, we see these creatures soaring gracefully through the sky, their wings glimmering in the sunlight. Children and adults alike watch in awe, captivated by the sheer beauty of these mythical beings. In one memorable scene, a young girl befriends a griffin, embarking on magical adventures filled with laughter and wonder. Their friendship teaches valuable lessons about bravery, trust, and believing in the impossible. As the griffin swoops down to save her from danger, viewers feel a rush of excitement and a warm sense of security, reminding us that hope and magic are always within reach. Video games also feature the griffin prominently, inviting players to engage with this legendary creature in interactive ways. Imagine a vast open world where you can ride a griffin, soaring high above mountains and valleys, feeling the wind rush past. The thrill of flying, combined with the bond formed between the player and their griffin companion, creates an emotional experience that resonates deeply. In these games, the griffin embodies freedom and adventure, allowing players to escape the confines of reality and embrace their wildest dreams. The connection forged with the griffin can mirror our own desires for exploration and adventure, reminding us that life is an exciting journey full of possibilities. The Griffin's presence isn't limited to stories and games, it also graces the world of art. In galleries, sculptures, and murals, the Griffin stands tall, a majestic figure that commands attention. Artists often depict the Griffin in dynamic poses, capturing its strength and grace. These artworks evoke a sense of awe and admiration, inviting viewers to ponder the creature's symbolic meanings. For many, the Griffin represents the duality of nature, combining the grounded strength of the lion with the lofty freedom of the eagle. This blend resonates with our own struggles and aspirations, reminding us that we too can find balance in our lives. In recent years, the Griffin has even made its mark in fashion and design. From clothing adorned with Griffin motifs to intricate jewelry inspired by this legendary creature, its image continues to capture the imagination of creators and consumers alike. Wearing a Griffin symbol can evoke feelings of empowerment, serving as a reminder to embrace our inner strength and courage. The Griffin becomes more than just a decorative element, it represents a connection to something greater, a shared understanding of resilience and loyalty. As we look around, we see the Griffin's influence in popular culture, resonating with people from all walks of life. Whether through literature, film, video games, or art, this mythical creature continues to touch our hearts, evoking powerful emotions. The stories we share about Griffins reflect our collective desires for courage, friendship, and adventure. In each tale, we find ourselves rooting for the hero, cheering for the bond between human and Griffin, and feeling inspired by the creature's unwavering loyalty. The enduring appeal of the Griffin lies in its ability to adapt to changing times while maintaining its core symbolism. It represents the struggles we face and the triumphs we achieve, serving as a powerful reminder that we are capable of greatness. In a world that often feels overwhelming, the Griffin stands as a beacon of hope, encouraging us to rise above our challenges and embrace the extraordinary. In every adaptation, the Griffin invites us to reconnect with our own dreams and aspirations. Its presence in popular culture reminds us that we are all on a quest of our own, seeking courage, friendship, and the strength to overcome obstacles. As we continue to share stories about this majestic creature, we keep its legacy alive, ensuring that its spirit soars for generations to come. The Griffin, with its rich history and powerful symbolism, will forever be a part of our shared human experience, a reminder that magic exists in the world around us and within us. In the vibrant tapestry of history, the Griffin emerges as a symbol of power and protection, proudly displayed in heraldry. Picture a grand coat of arms, gleaming under the sun, where the Griffin stands as a sentinel, watching over noble families and kingdoms. Its majestic wings are outstretched, and its fierce gaze tells tales of bravery and loyalty. The Griffin, a creature that unites the strength of a lion and the keen vision of an eagle, embodies the very essence of courage, making it a revered emblem in heraldic traditions. From ancient times, heraldry served as a visual language, communicating values, allegiances, and identities through symbols. The Griffin, with its striking appearance and dual nature, was chosen by many noble families to represent their ideals and aspirations. As it graced banners, shields, and crests, it became more than just an image, it transformed into a powerful symbol of their legacy. When people gazed upon these coats of arms, they didn't just see a creature, they felt the strength, protection, and honor that the Griffin represented. Families would often select the Griffin to embody their noble spirit. Imagine a family, proud of their lineage, displaying a Griffin on their coat of arms. The Griffin symbolizes their commitment to protect their land and the people within it. It tells a story of generations of warriors who fought bravely to defend their honor. This image became a source of pride, evoking emotions of courage and resilience. When they looked at their coat of arms, they felt a surge of strength, a reminder of their ancestors' valor. Heraldic Griffins were not only symbols of power, they were also guardians. They represented the protection offered by noble families to their realms and the people they served. Envision a time when battles raged and kingdoms were at war. The Griffin, with its fierce appearance, served as a warning to enemies. It stood tall, a fierce protector, ensuring safety and security. The sight of a Griffin on a banner inspired hope in the hearts of those who followed it, giving them the courage to face adversity. This sense of protection fostered a bond between the noble family and their subjects, reinforcing loyalty and devotion. As the griffin took its place in heraldry, it became intertwined with stories of nobility and honor. Each family that chose this creature to represent them wove their own tale of legacy and tradition. The griffin was not just a static symbol, it evolved to reflect the values and virtues of each family. Through intricate designs and artistic interpretations, the griffin transformed, adapting to the individual narratives of those who bore its image. Across Europe, the griffin appeared in various coats of arms, each design telling its own unique story. From the proud houses of England to the fierce clans of Scotland, the griffin became a unifying emblem of courage and honor. Families proudly displayed their griffins, forging a connection with their heritage that resonated through the ages. The griffin became a cherished part of their identity, a symbol that sparked pride and camaraderie among family members. In heraldry, colors and designs hold deep meanings, and the griffin's depiction was no exception. A golden griffin on a field of blue signified nobility and loyalty, while a silver griffin conveyed purity and protection. These color choices were not random, they reflected the character and virtues that families wished to portray. The visual impact of the griffin in heraldry evoked a sense of belonging and purpose, creating an emotional connection that transcended generations. The stories of the griffin continued to evolve over time, influencing the cultural landscape of different regions. As societies changed, so did the interpretations of the griffin in heraldry. It became a symbol not just of individual families, but of shared values within communities. The griffin took on a life of its own, standing as a testament to the ideals of bravery, loyalty, and strength that bind people together. This shift transformed the griffin into a universal symbol, inspiring a sense of unity and identity among those who rallied under its wings. Beyond its symbolism of power, the griffin also represented wisdom. In the eyes of many, the griffin's keen vision and sharp intellect made it a guardian of knowledge. Families embraced this aspect, conveying a commitment to justice, truth, and moral integrity. The griffin served as a reminder that true strength is not just about physical power, but also about wisdom and discernment. This duality added depth to the griffin's representation, enriching the narratives associated with noble families. As history marched forward, the griffin remained a beloved symbol in heraldic traditions. Even in modern times, its image can be found adorning emblems, logos, and coats of arms, carrying forward the legacy of those who came before. It serves as a bridge connecting the past with the present, inviting new generations to embrace the virtues of courage and honor. Families today still find inspiration in the griffin, recognizing its enduring significance as a symbol of their identity. When individuals see a griffin on a coat of arms or a banner, they are reminded of the powerful stories embedded in that image. They feel a sense of pride and connection to something larger than themselves, a thread that links them to their ancestors. The griffin stands as a beacon of hope, encouraging them to embody the values it represents. In a world that often feels chaotic, the griffin offers a sense of stability and protection. It invites people to reflect on their own legacies and the values they wish to uphold. The griffin serves as a guardian of those ideals, reminding us that we all have the power to protect what we hold dear. The emotions tied to the griffin are not just historical, they resonate deeply within us, encouraging us to strive for greatness, honor our commitments, and stand firm in the face of challenges. As we look at the griffin in heraldry, we see more than a mere symbol. We see the embodiment of courage, strength, wisdom, and protection. It is a reminder that our legacies are built upon the values we choose to embrace and share. The griffin continues to inspire us to reach for our dreams, protect our loved ones, and uphold the ideals that shape our identities. With its wings outstretched, the griffin remains a powerful symbol, watching over us and guiding us through the journey of life. Throughout history, the griffin has stood tall as a symbol of strength, courage, and protection, captivating hearts and minds across cultures and eras. This mythical creature, with the body of a lion and the head and wings of an eagle, carries with it a powerful legacy that continues to resonate today. Its majestic form and rich symbolism have inspired art, literature, and architecture, leaving a mark that transcends time. As you gaze upon a griffin, it's hard not to feel a sense of awe. Its fierce gaze and powerful stance evoke feelings of bravery and honor. In ancient myths, griffins were believed to be guardians of treasures, both material and spiritual. They were protectors of the sacred, watching over gold mines and holy places. This role as guardians gave the griffin a profound significance, reminding people of the importance of safeguarding what is precious. It encouraged them to value their heritage and to protect their families and communities with the same ferocity as this magnificent creature. In the stories of ancient civilizations, griffins embodied ideals that spoke to the human experience. They represented the balance between strength and wisdom, a duality that resonates deeply. People were drawn to the idea that one could be both fierce and wise, powerful yet compassionate. This notion inspired countless tales and artistic expressions, where the griffin served as a reminder of the virtues individuals aspired to embody. It was more than a creature of fantasy, it became a symbol of hope and resilience, encouraging people to stand tall in the face of adversity. As civilizations evolved, the griffin remained relevant, adapting to the changing cultural landscapes while maintaining its core significance. In medieval times, it adorned coats of arms and heraldry, representing nobility and courage. Families proudly displayed griffins on their banners, feeling a sense of pride in their lineage and values. Each depiction of the griffin was a story in itself, reflecting the ideals of the family it represented. Those who bore the griffin's image drew strength from its legacy, believing they too carried the traits of bravery and protection. The griffin's presence in literature further enriched its legacy. Poets and writers wove tales that intertwined the creature with themes of heroism and adventure. It became a symbol of the quest for knowledge and truth, often guiding heroes on their journeys. In these stories, the griffin was not merely a guardian of treasure, it was a guide, leading the way to enlightenment and understanding. Readers felt the thrill of adventure and the warmth of companionship through the griffin's watchful eye. The creature inspired countless individuals to seek their own paths and to be brave in their pursuits. Art throughout the ages has immortalized the griffin in breathtaking ways. Artists captured its essence, from grand sculptures to intricate paintings, allowing its spirit to live on. Each piece tells a story, inviting viewers to connect with the feelings of awe and inspiration that the griffin evokes. As people admired these works, they were reminded of the strength and protection the griffin represented. These artistic representations became part of the cultural fabric, encouraging generations to honor the values of courage and wisdom. Even in contemporary culture, the griffin's legacy endures, manifesting in various forms, from literature and movies to fashion and design. It has become a symbol of strength in popular media, reminding us that we all have the capacity for courage and resilience. Whether depicted in fantasy novels or modern films, the griffin continues to inspire and uplift, serving as a reminder that the spirit of adventure and the pursuit of honor are timeless ideals. People today are still captivated by the griffin's charm. The image of this creature stirs emotions that connect us to our past. Its legacy is a testament to the values that have shaped societies throughout history. The griffin urges us to protect what we hold dear and to face challenges with courage and integrity. It speaks to our shared humanity, reminding us that no matter where we come from, we can embody the virtues of strength, wisdom, and protection. As we reflect on the enduring legacy of the griffin, it becomes clear that its significance goes beyond mere symbolism. It represents a collective aspiration, a hope for a world where bravery and compassion coexist. The griffin invites us to be guardians of our own stories, to stand up for those we love, and to protect the values that matter most. In moments of doubt or fear, the griffin serves as a beacon of hope. Its image inspires individuals to rise above challenges, reminding them of their inner strength. The creature's majestic presence encourages us to embrace our potential and to chase our dreams. It whispers tales of resilience and the importance of standing firm in the face of adversity. With every story, every artistic creation, and every coat of arms, the griffin lives on, etched into the hearts of those who honor its legacy. It is a reminder that we are all capable of greatness, that we can be protectors of our families, communities, and values. As we carry forward the lessons learned from the griffin, we weave its essence into the fabric of our lives. The griffin endures as a timeless symbol of strength and protection, a legacy that inspires generations. Its powerful presence encourages us to reflect on our own journeys and to embrace the values that unite us. In every moment of courage and every act of kindness, the spirit of the griffin continues to thrive, reminding us of the beauty and strength found in our shared humanity. Through this enduring legacy, the griffin will forever hold a cherished place in our hearts and in the stories we tell.